You're watching MITV, McAllen Instructional Television.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Jay Gonzalez. I'm Superintendent of Schools for McAllen ISD. On behalf of the district and our Board of Trustees, welcome to DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. We wish all those competing and performing the best of luck, and we hope all those in attendance enjoy the competition.
Welcome to the Sideline Show. I'm Jake Berry alongside Mark May. We're here at Dairy Queen on North 23rd. Mark, we've got incredible games for our district this weekend. You know, what's your take on tonight's games?
Tonight we've got a real good game that has a lot of offensive potential. Could see a lot of fireworks with McAllen Memorial taking on Edinburg Vela. These were two of the highest scoring teams in the entire valley last year. Vela last year winning 12 out of 13 games, averaged about 43 points a game. And then McAllen Memorial averaged about 38.5 a game last year. They went 9-3. So Mustangs went 2 rounds deep. Vela was 3 rounds deep. So these are two powerhouses of the Rio Grande Valley that are going to tangle here tonight.
And Vela, right now, is looking to be the class act of the district. They've got, you know, 2 big wins underneath their belt. They beat Laredo United, and they also beat Hannah last week. Memorial is very familiar with Hannah. You know, we'll talk about our predictions or what the Mustangs need to do to win the game. But what's your take on Vela so far this year?
Vela, well, impressive. I mean, they beat United Longhorns that were a 5-5 team last year. If they'd won their last game, they would have gotten into the playoffs a year ago. They lost to Alexandra, I think it was, in the last game. So that's a competitive team, but not a super strong team. Now, Hannah is different. That was a playoff team last year, and they're strong again this year. They beat the Mustangs by 3 touchdowns in the season opener, and then they lose by 2 touchdowns to this Vela team. So that's a common opponent. That makes a good metric right there that shows that Vela's probably a little stronger than Memorial right now coming into tonight. Now,
Vela runs a 3-4 defense, and they're going to have some pretty fast linebackers out there because last week Campbell Spates went on a tear. You know, what's your take on Campbell's performance last week?
Oh, well, it was outstanding. I mean, it was 219 yards, 2 long touchdown runs of 75 yards and 69 yards. And in fact, it was kind of funny because I remember the broadcast, we were saying that, you know, so far Sherryland had been doing a pretty good job on Campbell, holding him to a relatively modest yardage. And they said, but, you know, with a player of his caliber, you're always just 1 play away from a score. In that very next play, he went 75 yards for the TD. And so, yes, I mean, you can't ever rest on your laurels against somebody like him. He's somebody who can stop again and again and again, but then he'll break one the length of the field. He's had 10 straight games now of over 100 yards, so he's playing very well. He's 373 yards total in just 2 games, and has 4 touchdowns. In fact, his next touchdown will be number 50 for his career, so we'll keep an eye for that milestone here tonight. Yeah, and only a junior, only his 3rd game as a junior. And you were mentioning the Vela defense. They've got a good defense too. You talked about their offensive prowess, but on defense, they've got 5 guys coming back from last year who were all district. So it's not just returning talent with experience, but obviously very good players coming back that they have.
And Mark, our very own MITV actually did a great package on Campbell Spates. Let's roll that.
We trusted each other the second game, I believe. I feel like the first game we kind of came out shaky, you know, we didn't come out, you know, firing and, you know, hype. We came out, you know, just kind of like, you know, it's a Thursday, we're playing in Brownsville and nobody's here to see us, you know. But I feel like now that we were home and we had the fans and we had the music blasting and, you know, we came out and we just like, you know, we're having fun, playing with good chemistry, and that's really what helped us come out victorious, you know, till the end.
And there's never any panic on that offense for the Mustangs when you have number 5 Campbell Spates. You can stop him 8, 9 times in a row, Mark, and then all of a sudden he'll break a 75-yarder.
You're always just one play away from a touchdown. And there's a toss right to Spates. Trying to go outside this time. Has room at the 30. First down and more at the 40. Trying to turn the corner at the 50. Now it's a foot race. He's deep into Sherryland territory. Nobody's going to catch him. That's a touchdown. Oh, you called it, Mario. 75 yards for the touchdown. Campbell Spates.
You know, we lined up an I. You know, coach called a play, and Sean checked it away. So Sean actually checked that play. So he checked the pitch, right? And AJ just made a good block on that guy. The line made good blocks, and you know, when we can click like that, when offensively, you know, we're getting blocks and everybody's on the same page, you know, things like that happen. I mean, you know, we're coming off a win this time. You know, it's not a loss. You know, we know who we are now. So I think just the biggest thing for us is just coming out and just playing together. You know, we're gonna come out, we're gonna be home. It's gonna be homecoming. So the hype is gonna be there automatically. So the biggest thing for us is just coming out, playing together, playing for our guys, playing for, you know, the name of the school, playing for, you know, the guy to the left, the guy to the right. That's going to be the biggest thing this week. So I mean, if we can execute and play like that, play with that intensity, that hypeness, you know, it's going to be a good game. It's going to give us a great chance to win this ball game.
I'm blessed to be a parent in McAllen ISD. My wife and I are proud and honored to know that our children, a pre-K student, kindergartner, and first grader, attend McAllen ISD, a district who earned the Texas Education Agency's A rating, the Post-Secondary Readiness Distinction, and the Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas Perfect Score. A district where over 23,000 students are loved, nurtured, and educated not only academically, but socially and emotionally. If McAllen ISD is your district of choice, thank you. And if it's not, consider joining our family. My name is Dr. Jay Gonzalez. I've been a part of the McAllen ISD family for the last 20 years. I'm currently blessed with the opportunity to serve our outstanding school district as superintendent of schools.
Welcome back to the Sideline. I'm Jake Berry, Mark May. Mark, last week against Sherryland, it looked like Memorial might suffer another loss, but all of a sudden that offense came alive, and it came alive because of, not because of, but there were two sensational players that were putting on some show from McAllen Memorial last week.
Yeah, we talked about Spates and his great numbers, 219 yards, but also the quarterback Sean Scugan is a terrific runner himself. He had a 77-yard run for a touchdown, added a 12-yard run for a TD in that game, had 169 yards on 10 carries. So, you know, you've got two guys in the backfield that have a lot of speed and great running instincts that Vela is going to have to contend with. And, you know, you look at some of the defensive superlatives last week for Memorial. Safety Michael Lewis has had 2 straight games now. He's had 10 or more tackles. The other safety, Michael Morales, he led the team with 14 tackles against Sherryland, and we have an interview with him coming up in just a moment, I think. And linebacker Minton Murray, 12 tackles in that game with Sherryland. So he's really beginning to establish himself, just, you know, his first year as a varsity starter.
And Scugan is very much a team guy. You know, after the post-game show that I did with him, he complimented all the players in front of him. He said, yeah, you know, him and Spates get all the glory, but there's guys in front that are creating those plays. And, you know, and Campbell even talked about it. You know, he talks about the guys that are setting the blocks up for them, you know, because they realize Memorial knows that this is a team effort, and this team is only going to win if their team comes out to play. It can't be just 2 guys. Yeah,
and they've got a big offensive line in front of them. They got 2 returnees from last year in Domian and Escobar, and the other 3 are juniors. And so I think after they played 2 games together now, we're going to see them start to gel more and more as the season goes along, and that offensive line is going to get stronger. You're going to see more holes open up for the rushing attack and everything else like that. Of course, and Memorial, you know, their passing attack we haven't talked about. They don't pass the ball much. They don't like to pass. They've thrown it about 6 times a game, and you know, they have Ethan Bazan, who has some senior leadership there, but they can throw the ball when they want to, especially if it's in unexpected situations. If they've been run, and then they bring that defense up and then hit the pass, that's when they're effective with that pass. And Edinburg Vela, getting back to them a little bit and what they do, some of their standouts. They have two quarterbacks that they've been alternating. Anthony Sotelo, who's only a sophomore, but he's thrown for about 200 yards, completing 61% of his passes. Elijah Trujillo, who's a senior, he's taller, 6 foot tall, has thrown for 130 yards, and he has 2 touchdown passes so far. So you'll probably see both of those guys out there tonight. Christian Flores, who was one of the top running backs in the Valley last year, is doing great guns again this year, over 200 yards in 2 games and 3 touchdowns, averaging 7.5 a carry. So that'll be a real question mark for the Memorial defense to see if they can hold him down. Justin Cantuz, their leading receiver, he's caught 9 balls for 150 yards. He's averaging about 17 yards a catch, this kid, and about 2 touchdowns. And then defense, a couple of safeties that stand out. Richard Campos has 17 tackles and 2 sacks in 2 games, which means they probably like to blitz, so we would look for that a little bit here tonight. And then Jaime Perez, only a sophomore, but he's a real ball hawk. He has 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery through 2 games for Vela. So yeah, a lot of standouts on both of these teams tonight, and I think you're going to see some fireworks.
Yeah, this has got to be one of the best games in the Valley, if not the best game in the Valley tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think some media outlets are picking it as their game of the week, and you're going to see a lot of media coverage there. I know that 2 different radio stations are going to be there, which is rare to even have a radio station. We've got 2 tonight, and then of course our coverage will be kind of like radio at first. There'll be a podcast on McAllenisd.org due to the UIL rules, but then after the game, of course, the video is uploaded and you can watch it in all its glory, or if you're at the game, you can watch it again and enjoy it.
Yeah, well, talk to us about the package that we have coming up.
Well, we got an interview with safety defensive captain Michael Morales, and as he mentioned, he's led the team with 14 tackles against Cherryland. He's one of those senior captains providing some leadership for this Mustang team. Here's what he had to say.
I play safety. I'm a defensive player. I'm more of a skills player. I'm primarily, I'd say, a pass player. I want to defend against the pass. And then when the run comes, I'm kind of the last line of defense. I think being a captain is leading by example. Just not so much just saying it, but like actually walking the walk. You know what I mean? I like to lead the guys by, like I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna work my hardest, and I expect you guys to do the same. Vela's a great team. They're a big powerhouse right now, and I mean, we just want to go out there and just be intense about it. Just have fun. Just go out there and play how we know how to play. I mean, Vela's gonna do what they're gonna do. It's up to us to just find it in ourselves, to just go out there firing and play the ball game with some intensity.
Welcome back to the Sideline Show. Jake Berry, Mark May. Mark, last night, McAllen didn't fare too well against Harlingen South, but they're still 1-2 entering district play. What's your take on McAllen right now?
McAllen, I think, still trying to find their sea legs a little bit. They had a real good defensive performance last week against Edinburg North, which is Roe's opponent tonight. 13-9, Mackay pulled that one out. So we know their Mackay defensively certainly looked good in that game. Harlingen South, the wheels came off a little bit, but I mean, they do have a lot of new faces there, and so that's what the pre-district part of the season is for. To work that out. And as I think as they have a new quarterback this year, as he gains more experience and some other new faces they have, especially on offense where they're real young, those guys will start to gel as the season goes on. Defensively, they're pretty solid there. I think 9 returnees from last year, so they'll rely on defense until they get into district play.
Now you brought up Edinburg North. Edinburg North is facing off against Roe tonight on the road. what does Rowe really need to look for against Edinburg North?
I think Rowe just needs to establish themselves and probably be patient, because Edinburg North's a pretty good defensive team. They've lost 2 games by single digits. They lost to Mercedes by 3, lost to Mackay by 4. So even though they're 0-2, I mean, they're a team that's capable of beating anybody. Rowe's been averaging about a 2-to-1 margin in terms of pass versus run. They're the antithesis of Memorial. You know, they like to throw the ball, and they've been doing well. Jonas Ortiz, over 500 yards and 64% completions, 4 touchdown passes for him in 2 games so far. And then they got Lalo Bosquez, who's averaging about 5.5 a carry, so they do have a good running threat there too. And then the receivers, the Ruben guys, Ruben Saenz and Ruben Salinas, both averaging double-digit in receptions and both have a touchdown catch this season. So you'll see those guys get targeted, and I think as long as Rowe can provide Ortiz with the protection that he needs to find the guys downfield, Rowe should be able to move the football and win the game. It will probably take some patience, because I think the Edinburg North defense is pretty stout.
Yeah, and Edinburg North, remember, they had that common opponent in Mercedes. Last time out, last week, Nicky Rowe played really well against Mercedes. Yeah,
you're right. They beat Mercedes 48-19. So yeah, the offensive floodgates really opened up against the Tigers. The Tigers had beaten Edinburg North 19-16 back in the week 1. So yeah, there's a little bit of a metric there that suggests that Rowe may be the stronger team going up against the Cougars.
All right, and what are you and Mario going to look for in the first quarter to kind of gauge this game coming up with Memorial and Vela?
I think you look at the line of scrimmage, who's controlling the line of scrimmage. Last week, I think Sherryland was kind of controlling it in the early going, much of the first half, and then the second half, Memorial really came into their own. But we'll look for that early on tonight to see who's controlling that line of scrimmage, because we talked about the offensive line of Memorial opening those holes for Spates, and we'll see what he's able to get. And if that starts to gel early, then that opens up the passing game a little bit more. And so it's kind of like adding WD-40, to your door. Just everything moves more smoothly when it goes that way. So yeah, we'll look for that line of scrimmage and see who's controlling that. And because really, if Vela can stop the Memorial running game, that's probably their best chance to win. And for Memorial, it's being able to, I think, score enough points to be able to overtake Vela, because I think Vela's going to score some points.
Well, there's your pregame knowledge. Coming from Mark May, I'm Jake Berry. We'll see you after the game on the Sideline postgame show. We'll see you there.
The Rio Grande Valley is built on a strong foundation of family. We honor that tradition and are proud to announce that Elsa State Bank and Rio Bank are coming together to make a stronger bank for the Valley. Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.
Taking pages from a magazine, been looking for the answer ever since we were 17. Got it all wrong, we just gotta hold on and on and on and on. Yeah, we're gonna be
And welcome to Countdown to Kickoff here on DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm Mark May along with Mario Reyna. Glad to have you with us. We've got a doozy for you here tonight. The Edinburg Vela SaberCats, one of the top teams in the Valley, is here to duke it out with another Valley heavyweight, the McAllen Memorial Mustangs. Two 6A heavyweights going toe-to-toe here tonight at DQ Fan Field, and with me as always, Mario Reyna here at the stadium. It's been raining a little bit. We expect some rain as the game continues off and on. And Mario, I know it's, but these two teams, it's a good precursor for the playoffs, isn't it?
Absolutely, not one of the top teams, actually the top team in the Valley, Edinburg Vela, and they certainly have earned that title with those two victories that they already have against two pretty good teams. So let's talk about the keys to the game, Mark. Definitely the weather, I think, will play a factor, not because it's kind of not raining right now, but it seems like everybody's saying that it might rain pretty heavily there maybe in the third or fourth quarter. So you might want to take the lead early, because you don't want to be worried about if you get that bad weather and you're behind. So that's one of the keys that we need to look at. Both teams have pretty good lines, so we need to look at who's going to control the line of scrimmage. In games like this, it's really who controls the line of scrimmage that makes the good players look good, right? And of course, special teams, they're always very dangerous. On this field tonight might be the most gifted athletes in football in the Valley. You got a couple of All-Staters on the Edinburg Vela side, and definitely we know Campbell Spates is an All-Stater. So you got some real good athletes out here, and I'm excited to see this ball game, to see who really is going to leave tonight as the top team in the Valley.
Edinburg Vela was 12-1 last year, 12 out of 13 games. Their only loss came in the third round of the playoffs. They got a new head coach this year in John Campbell, but so far seem to be doing pretty well. They're 2-0 right now.
They are, and this is the second year for Coach Campbell. They came out of the San Antonio area. I was having a conversation. Typical coach, I was asking him to give me some secrets of his team, and he was pretty much saying, all my players are good. We got a good ball club. Didn't want to share much with them. But you could tell he's walking out there with a lot of confidence. He's got a lot of good athletes, and we know that Coach Bill Littleton, 4 district titles in a row, looking for number 5. In this district, you got to beat the Memorial Mustangs if you want to win a district championship.
Yeah, Mustangs last year going 2 rounds deep. They were 9-3 overall, so both of them with outstanding seasons a year ago, both of them with plenty of talent that has come back for this season. And so both teams ready to go at it here tonight. And let's take a look at the starters for tonight. It'll be Memorial will be receiving the football to start the first quarter. And that'll be the Mustangs going with their main guys. It'll be Sean Scugan at quarterback. As you see there, he's a senior. Had a great game last week against Sherryland. Campbell Spates, 2 touchdowns last week, and he's off to a big start. Then AJ Castro, Ethan Bazan, their leading receivers. Zion Gregory and Sal Alvarado rounding out the backs and receivers. And then as we turn and look at the offensive line has a couple of seniors back from last year. On the left side, that's Daniel Domian and Alexander Escobar. So that left side really powerful, but their biggest guy is on the right side. They got Ramos and Gutierrez and then Dowd on the right side, and Dowd is the biggest player of that 5, 320 pounds, so he can move some people too. Only a junior is he. And then looking at the defense tonight for McAllen Memorial, of course, they'll have their hands full against this powerful Vela team, but look at the defensive line. Made a couple of changes here. Sandoval's back from last week, but Baez and Turk are new starters. And then Axel Hernandez moving from his middle linebacker spot to defensive end tonight. And then looking at the linebackers, we'll see trading places with Axel in the middle will be Eddie Ramos. Ramos, the starting defensive end last week, so Ramos and Hernandez have switched positions. We'll see how that plays out. You've got Murray, who had a big game last week, 12 tackles against Sherryland, and there, and Caballeros back there at linebacker.
Yeah, and Coach Littleton making some changes because they're trying to find a consistent defensive unit.
And then looking at the secondary finally, no changes in the secondary tonight, but it is a young secondary, as you pointed out, Mario. Not a single senior there among them.
And I'll tell you one thing, a player to watch is 13. Michael Morales had a great game last year. I mean, the last game, and he was an excellent player last year. So really impressed with Michael Morales so far this year.
Yeah, Morales led the team with 14 tackles last week against Sherryland. He was one of the featured players on our Sideline show today. And they have 3 Michaels there in the secondary. Pequeño, Morales, and Lewis. And Diego Villarreal is the cornerback. And as you can see, 3 juniors and a sophomore. So a bit young there in the secondary. And I think they're doing the welcome now, officially welcoming everyone. And it's a kind of a special night because tonight, being September the 14th, it was this week that we had the 9/11 anniversary, the 17th anniversary since the tragedy of September 11th, 2001 at the Twin Towers and the Pentagon. And so they're going to commemorate that here tonight with a moment of silence here coming up in a moment. And then as a kind of salute and a show of appreciation for our veterans and our first responders, they've let them all into the game free of charge tonight with a guest, and then we're going to recognize all of them in just a moment for our during our Veteran of the Week segment. But you can see the ROTC from McAllen Memorial coming out now. The Cadet Sergeant Sandra Villegas is the right guard. U.S. flag is Cadet Gunnery Sergeant Carol Torres. On the USMC flag, Cadet Lieutenant Elisa Alvarado, and the left guard is Cadet Lance Corporal Victoria Martinez. Right now we're having a moment of silence. And that in recognition of the 9/11 tragedy. And now they're going to recognize all the first responders and veterans in the crowd and asking them to stand. Veteran of the Week.
All our veterans and first responders, please stand and be recognized. We thank you for what you do.
Veterans, first responders in the crowd.
The presentation of tonight's color guard detail is made possible by our McAllen Memorial Marine Corps Junior ROTC
yeah, very nice right there. Yeah, all veterans and first responders were allowed into the game free tonight with the guest, and then of course we have the little recognition for them during our Linebarger Dogan Veteran of the Week segment. And you can see all the Mustang students there in front of Assistant Principal Joe Puente at the bottom of your screen, making sure the spirits don't get too high.
And you know, Mark, it's the weather forecast. It was raining very heavily about an hour ago, so it's good that the kids, they came out anyway.
Yeah, we've got a good crowd still coming in. It was raining throughout the afternoon. It's currently stopped at the moment, but we do expect the rains to come again sometime before the game is over. And as you pointed out, Mario, that could be a factor depending on how heavy the rain is. If there's wind with it and such, the team that has the lead might have a good advantage in that kind of situation.
And, you know, who do you think the weather would factor in if it's raining, Mark? Because we do know that about 85% of the offense for the Mustangs is running the ball. But the Vela Sabercaps, they're pretty balanced. They like to throw the ball, and sometimes I think they throw the ball more often than they run the ball. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's interesting. Both teams averaging close to just a tick under 400 yards of offense. But yeah, Memorial, it's about 5/6 of that is rushing yardage, and I'm being kind of generous there. They just like to run. But Edinburg Vela, as you pointed out, is much more balanced. They're getting about 190, 195 yards on the ground and through the air. We're going to pause right now for our national anthem. The singers are at the 20-yard line on the north side. 20-yard line.
At the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, saved us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the
In the Memorial Choir, we had the 4 students. They're performing here tonight. for the national anthem. They did a great job. And many thanks to Karina Falcon, Destiny Moreno, Jared Garza, and Andrew Samaniego. They're under the direction of Mr. Omar Samaniego. And an excellent job he's doing with those kids. We're about ready to play here. The Mustangs are about to come through their run-through on the left side of your screen. Vela's getting ready too, and there the Mustangs ready. Mustangs 1-1 this year. They dropped the opener to Brownsville Hannah, and then they came back and won an overtime thriller against Sherryland last week. And it's a bit of a metric here, common opponent for the Vela Sabercats as they come running out. And McAllen Memorial, both teams that played Brownsville Hannah, Memorial lost to them by 3 touchdowns. Vela beat Hannah by more than 2 touchdowns.
So that means it's a 5 touchdown difference then, right?
Could be, yep.
Yeah, that doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. It's all about matchups, and it's also about if the Mustangs made some corrections to those miscues at the Hannah game.
See the Mustangs about getting ready to come out. The Vela Sabercats have just come out. And of course, if you're listening to us live right now, it's going to be a podcast at the start while we're live as per UIL rules. And we will have the video uploaded about an hour after the game ends. You can watch all the action or relive it if you're here at the stadium enjoying this DQ Fan Field experience. Mustangs have come running out. Mustangs, of course, wearing their navy blue pants with the navy jerseys and the Colombian blue numbers, Colombian blue helmets with the gold Mustang emblem on the side. The Sabercats will have gray pants with white jerseys.
And the Mustangs are coming off of that overtime victory last week, so we'll see if the offense comes in here highly motivated. They did struggle offensively last week, Mark, but anytime you have those 2 or 3 big runs, and that brings in like 200 yards of total offense, it looks like the offense was real successful. But that's a mark of a good offensive team, that when you have that breakaway speed from Campbell Spates, it solves a lot of your offensive miscue problems.
Yeah, he had big touchdown runs last week of 75 yards and then one of 69 yards for touchdowns. As we see Campbell Spates right there, the junior, he'll also be in the middle on the kickoff return.
And he has not had a lot of opportunities for kickoff returns because they kick away from him. So look for Ethan Bazan to play a role.
And Spates, by the way, with last week was just his second 200-yard game of his career. Had one last year against La Jolla Juarez Lincoln. But here we go. Here's the kickoff. And Mustangs will field at about the 20-yard line. They're going from left to right and a run up to about the 30-yard line. It's a short kick and a good return there by the Mustangs. Number 9, Nick Nelson. And they'll start in good field position at about their own 30.
So what is going to be the first call, Mark? I'll go
handoff
out there
Spates up the
some
middle.
type of handoff, or if not, you can always use him as a decoy, but somehow along the line he'll be involved in this first play.
Vela has kind of a teal numbers with a black helmet or navy helmet. Here goes. Scoogin will be under center, one man behind him. That's Campbell Spates. Gets the toss left side and gets a couple of yards before he's forced back. A gain of 2, maybe 3. And it'll be second down.
And look at that kind of defense, Mark. They have a lot of speed on defense. Look for number 32 on defense for Luis Gutierrez, who's also a captain, and number 42, Ian Ochoa, to be very busy. And Richard Campos last week he came into this game with 17 tackles. Very aggressive safety.
Yeah, Campos making the tackle in that last place too. Leads the team with those 17 tackles, and we've got some movement. And this will be a whistle on second down and 8.
And those are the little penalties that will hurt an offense.
Yeah, Mustangs last week, 5 penalties for 35 yards.
Well, actually, the penalty was on the defense, Mark. An aggressive defense.
It'll move it up to the 36, and it becomes a 2nd and 3 now. So Vela had encroached. So they're almost there at center. Give it to Scoogin, and now a Mustang moves, and it looks like they'll move it 5 yards back. They'll go back to 2nd and 8.
That's a Michael King law firm. Flag on the play. False start against the Mustangs.
Andy Scott, our referee.
Andy Scott's been around for a couple of years, Mark.
So teams have exchanged 5-yard penalties, and we're still at the status quo. 2nd down and 8, Mustang 31-yard line. On the left hash mark, got a split backfield, going to hand it off Spates, going to the right side. Has a little bit of space for about 3 yards. And it'll bring up 3rd down and long. And this is a situation the Mustangs are not comfortable in.
And it's not good for them, not because Sean Scugans is capable of throwing the ball. We've seen that before. But their passing game at this moment, at least for the first 2 weeks, hasn't shown much. So look for that play where Sean Scugans gives a fake handoff and makes something happen with his speed, because we know he's a very good runner.
Nelson has come into the game. He's lined up at wide receiver, wide to the left of the top of the screen. And now we've got a whistle before the ball is snapped.
Michael King Law Firm flag on the play for illegal substitution.
And I think we have looks like we have a timeout, because a bunch of the Memorial coaches are on the field, and that might have saved an illegal substitution penalty, Mark.
We've got timeout on the field. 9:59 to play here in the first quarter. Vela nothing and Memorial nothing. Memorial on their first possession, facing a 3rd and going to be 3rd and 11 when we come back. Well, actually, let's keep it here, because the teams have just broken the huddle. Looks like we're going to come back to action, so we don't want to miss a play, and we'll keep it here for this 3rd and 11 situation.
Campbell Spates coming into the game with 373 yards, rushing 186 yards per game. Almost 200 yards per game.
Got 219 last week, was his 2nd best of his career. And here's Scugans going to roll out and throw this toward the sideline, caught by Bazan, but was he in bounds? And they're going to rule it as incomplete. A valiant effort there, but it's a officially incomplete pass, and that'll bring up 4th down.
A good job on defense by Brian Farias defending. Scugans kind of threw it out of bounds. Even if it would have been caught, it would have been a no catch.
And remember, the quarterback, Scugans, is also the punter.
And be careful with this kid that's back to receive. Enriquez, very, very dangerous.
4th and 11, he gets it off. It bounces into Sabercat territory. There won't be a return as the ball takes a bit of a Mustang bounce. Will be killed at the 39-yard line. So a 33-yard punt with no return.
Now we
will set up at 9:41 to play here in the first quarter. Their first possession at their own 39-yard line. And some offensive players we can talk about there. Their running back, Christian Flores, pretty good player. Last year he played at Edinburg North, rushed for 1,244 yards, 13 touchdowns. And he's already on that pace again this year. He's got 211 yards through 2 games for the Sabercats, averaging 7.5 a carry, has 3 scores. Sabercats will go with a 2 men in the backfield and a shotgun. They're going to play action, throw deep on the first play. It's caught, man, wide open at the 25, and he's going to go in for the touchdown. And it's the one you were talking about, Mario, number 5, Daniel Enriquez.
He is
dangerous
a superstar, Mark, and I tell you, he's did not have a chance on that punt because they kicked away. But something about Daniel is that he is actually like an all-state safety, Mark, from last year. And this year they're using him on offense. And this play didn't work much. They went for 2, Mark. So it's a positive on the Memorial side. But Daniel Enriquez is quite the good athlete.
Yeah, a nice touchdown, 61-yard touchdown pass. They sold the play action beautifully. And when you have a running back of the caliber of Flores, you can do that. And they hit a wide open Enriquez. If we take a look at the replay, yeah, it was a fake to Flores in the backfield. Quarterback Anthony Sotelo, only a sophomore.
Only a sophomore. He put it,
Enriquez
I mean, perfect. And it wasn't Daniel Morales that got beat, and that's something I was going to talk about that I really was looking forward to seeing the matchup between Morales and Enriquez. But you also have to worry that Justin Cantu is also a good receiver. So where do you put Daniel Morales?
A 9:31 to go. It's only a 10-second drive. One play, 10 seconds, 61 yards. And Daniel Enriquez catches the touchdown pass from Anthony Sotelo.
Ethan Bassan, number 5, Campbell Spates, number 17, Zion Gregory, kicking number 19, Tate Scott.
So here's the kickoff by the SaberCats. Memorial gets it at their 16-yard line in stride, hit at the 26, surging forward to about the 29-yard line. Another good return for the Mustangs. And that was Ethan Bazan with the return.
The ball did come loose, but it was ruled that Bazan was already down. So how is coach offensive coordinator Thibault Gonzalez going to attack this very aggressive defense? They do have 2 sophomores in the defensive secondary.
So Mustangs down 6-0 here early first quarter. They'll have it headed to Spates, tries to go inside, now kind of trying to bounce it outside. Vela has it well defense. They'll pull them down for a loss. A terrific open field tackle there by Ivan Mendoza, the safety. That's a loss all the way back to the 26, a loss of 3 on the play.
This year you can tell the offensive line for the Mustangs trying to find themselves. There weren't too many plays that Campbell Spates did not get positive yards, and last week he did have quite a few plays where he did not get positive yards.
It's going to be -4 on the carry, so it'll be 2nd down and 14 as they hand off Spates again. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage, makes it back barely to the line of scrimmage as the SaberCats once again jump through that offensive line. And I guess we talk about the line of scrimmage battle early on here, Mario. So far it seems to be going Vela's way.
No doubt, no doubt. And that's not really their strength. I don't think the defensive line, although they're pretty good, it's their linebackers. But teams that play McAllen Memorial, they're going to make Memorial throw the ball. So they're putting a lot of men, a lot of kids in the box.
3rd down and 15. 2 receivers to the left, and Scugan wants to throw. Has protection, going to throw it deep to the left side. Man is open, and it's caught. It's Bazan. Gets away from his man at the 45. Now it's a foot race toward the end zone. He's at the 10. Man dives, and Bazan escapes into the end zone. Touchdown!
That's a huge, huge play, Mark. They didn't want to go 2 possessions and get nothing out of it, and that's what the Mustangs will probably have to do against teams that are just keying in on Campbell Spates running the ball. Put the ball up in the air. Great move by Ethan Bazan, and that's how he got open. Missed tackle and touchdown.
Terrific play there. Joseph Lotto will be the holder. Here's the snap. Kick is down. It looks like it's blocked. Ball is loose on the ground. Vela can pick it up and run with it, and they've got it and running, but Memorial tackles them about the 25-yard line. A short return there of the loose ball by Ian Ochoa, but no point scored on that extra point attempt, and both teams get big-time touchdowns on long passes, but neither one able to convert on the point after touchdown. It's 6-6 with 7:53 to go here in the first quarter. We talked about fireworks in the Sideline show, and we're getting it early on here. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
Here at Bogus Ford, it's all about family. And this has been a family-owned business since 1933. Yeah, it's a long time, right? So treating you like family is very important to this family. We think you'll agree. It's better at Bogus.
And back here on Football Night at McAllen, another look at the touchdown here, Mario.
And that's a 4th catch. Good job of concentration, but a missed tackle. I don't know who this kid was, but they almost caught up to him. Right there.
Good effort by one of the safeties there. Almost got him at about the 5-yard line, but Bazan kept his balance and completed a 75-yard touchdown pass play from Scugan to Bazan. That was a nice conversion,
Absolutely,
too.
Nice
Third down
pass.
conversions were a little bit of trouble
Huge.
for Memorial last week, but that was 3rd and 15. So nice to see that. And it goes for a touchdown. We're tied at 6. As here's Vela returning the ball. They're going from right to left and has some room trying to get to the from the left to the right side of the field, crossing the 30 out to the 36-yard line. About a 60-yard run, but most of it was lateral. He ended up to about the 36-yard line, and a good little return there by Ivan Mendoza. Tackle by Nick Nelson.
Nick Nelson on the tackle.
Vela 36-yard line.
So both teams have dialed long distance for touchdowns. Here's a fumble on the snap. Quarterback's going to have to keep it. That's Sotelo. And Sotelo looks like he's going to lose the yards and try to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So what do you do on defense, Mark? You have Christian Flores, a running back, and then you have some real good receivers, and Enriquez, and we saw what he can do, and then you also have Justin Cantu. It's just a tough offense to stop. And don't forget the offensive line.
43 points a game last year.
Big offensive line.
Back. Mustangs going with a 3-down lineman. It looks like they have a nickel back out there. There's 3 receivers in the route, and a high snap again. This goes over the quarterback's head, and Sotelo has to just fall on it. It's going to be a loss all the way back to the 23-yard line, so they've had some miscues on the shotgun snap.
And great composure by Anthony Sotelo, just a sophomore. Instead of trying to pick up the ball, try to make something happen, just fall on it. Bad snap.
Yeah, did the smart thing. Just a sophomore, but smart player there.
And for our viewers, I want them to take a look at number 77. Offense, he's an all-stater, Mark. He's a left tackle.
Left tackle on the play there. Gets a solid seal block. Has plenty of time for Sotelo over the middle and nearly picked off. Falls incomplete, but a terrific defensive player by Michael Pequeño. Number 22 there, getting some shoulder pad slaps from his gracious teammates.
And the young secondary for the Mustangs, they're going to have to grow up tonight, Mark. And Sotelo had time, but threw it into traffic. But that young secondary, Mark, you're looking at a junior, sophomore, and a junior. They're going to grow up tonight or not. It's going to be a long night for the Mustangs.
Mustangs secondary played pretty well last week against Sharyland. And here's the first punt of the evening for Vela. It's going to be high. Going to be deep into Mustang territory. Fair cut, but it's muffed. Ball is loose at the 25. Sabercats jumping on. I believe the Sabercats have it. It'll be Sabercat football at about the Mustang 22-yard line.
And that is our third key to this game, Mark. We talked about the weather. We talked about the lines. But we also talked about special teams. And this fumble, we'll see how much it hurts. And I always say that a turnover, to me, is not an official stat unless you make that team pay for it. Especially if you make them pay for it with a touchdown, then that is what I call a real turnover.
Okay, so Vela will take over deep in Mustang territory at the 22-yard line. Sotelo back to throw, has time, throwing toward the end zone right side, and it's incomplete. Looks like it was intended for Justin Cantu, the leading receiver. Came in with 9 catches, averaging nearly 17 yards a catch.
Yes, Justin Cantu is definitely an all-district performer at the wide receiver position. But Mark, take a look at this. He had all night to throw. He could have probably waited another 2 or 3 seconds and thrown the ball. But this Justin Cantu and Daniel Enriquez are quite the combination.
Morales and Pequeño providing coverage there. Incomplete pass. Now Sotelo will flip it to his running back. This is Enriquez. Enriquez at the 10, still going forward as he gets some good blocking all the way down to the 3-yard line. It'll be first and goal.
Yes, and that's how you use an athlete like Daniel Enriquez on the slot, coming real tough to bring down, lots of speed, tough runner. First and goal, Mark.
And Enriquez actually listed as a wide receiver, but one of those hybrid players. They sent him in motion that time. And here's a handoff, and has a little bit of room. That's Flores trying to get to the corner, and does for the touchdown. And Vela jumps back into the lead. It's now 12-6, and Flores gets his 4th touchdown in only the 3rd game this season.
And boy, oh boy, did that turnover hurt the Mustangs. They should be going for 2. or this time they're going to go ahead and try that extra point? Think they're going for the extra point?
It looks like they'll go for one.
Tate Scott, field goal kicker.
High snap, but the hold is there. Kick is away. It's a little bit wobbly, but it goes through. Not pretty, but it's good. And Vela leads it 13-6 with 5:35 to play in the first quarter. So Vela on top. They take advantage of the fumble on the punt and go on a short 2-play, 23-yard drive. Actually, 3 plays, 23 yards for the touchdown and a 13-6 lead. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen. Back here at DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium, Mark May with Mario Reyna, the rest of our MITV crew, bringing you this thrilling game here. Already 19 points, 3 touchdowns here in the first quarter. Still got half the first quarter to go here. 5:35 left to go, and Vela's up 13-6. Vela scored on 2 of their 3 possessions in this game. Memorial 1 of 2 possessions. So here's Memorial taking the ball at the 10, going up to the 15. That's Spates with it at the 20. Sheds 2 tacklers now at the 30, down the right sideline before he's corralled and forced out of bounds. A late flag comes in. Tackle on the play was Kevin Rojas. And return all the way up to the 38-yard line, but we'll see what the flag is about.
And that's why teams try to keep the ball away from Campbell Spates. See what Andy Scott has to say. A little face mask. Add on that unsportsmanlike
preliminary
penalty.
call against the Sabercats. Personal foul, face mask, 15-yard mark off.
That'll move the ball 15 yards. That's all the way into Sabercat territory. It's going to move it from the Memorial 38 to the 47 of the Sabercats. And here's the first play. Campbell Spates on a handoff up the middle. Short gain there. Ball comes out late, but he's ruled down. And all the way up to about the 42-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play.
That was a good opening hole on the left side.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
So 2nd down and 5. This is where the Mustangs like to be. Scogan under center. Hand this off. Looks like Castro on this carry. He fights his way up to about the 40-yard line. AJ Castro's first carry. Came into tonight with 40 yards through 2 games.
Ian Ochoa in on that tackle.
42, Ian Ochoa.
It's going to be 3rd down and short.
But you know what the Mustangs will do, Mark? Anytime they have a 3rd and 3, Coach Bill Littleton, if he doesn't get it on this one, he might go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, 3rd and 3, and you're in Sabercat territory at the 40. They've got 3 men. It's kind of a power eye right behind Scogan. They'll toss it to Spates with 2 lead blockers. Has the first down across the 40 to the 35-yard line. Picked up 5 yards on 3rd and 3, and the Mustangs will move those chains.
And that's Mustang football. Get them first downs. Stay on the field. Keep your defense on the sideline. Run out the clock.
A lot of fans here tonight, especially in the student body. Under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. It's 13-6, Vela in front. Memorial on the move with the 1st and 10 at the Vela 35. Split backfield behind Scogan. 3-step drop, wants to throw. Hits his man, it's complete. Up to the 30-yard line. That's Bazan with the catch, his 2nd catch of the night.
On that possession, Bazan was out at the slot.
Richard Campos.
And he made a quick inside move. As you take a look at the Mustang student body, recognize one of the girls there, Monse Martinez.
This drive already over 2 minutes old. Clock still moving. 3:18 to play in the first quarter. Mustangs 2nd and 5. 2 receivers to the left of Scoogan. Split backfield. Fumble snap, and Scoogan has to fall on it. Looks like he got it back. But it'll bring up a 3rd and about 5.5 now.
And a fortunate bounce on that for Scoogan.
Mustangs 2 for 3 on 3rd down. They'll hand this off. This is Castro over left guard. It's going to be short of the first down, about 2 yards short, as he got about 3 on that carry.
So again, he had a show on the
time
tackle
here for Littleton, isn't it?
I would have to say Littleton will be going for it. You're in that part of the field, Mark. It's real difficult to kick a long field goal. Be like a,
and it's wet out there too, so it's a heavier ball. There's something else to think about.
Look for a fake where where Sean Scoogan does a read.
So it looks like they'll go for it on 4th down and 3. Toss to Spates, right side, hit behind the line, and he'll be short. He'll actually lose a couple of yards, and terrific defense there by the Sabercats. Marcus Esquivel was in there, and 39, Esteban, or Hassan Esteban.
28.
And that shows you, Mark, no matter how good of a running back you have, if you don't have offensive linemen blocking for you, you're not going to be able to do it by yourself.
We played some drinks. October 13th from 11 to 3, Mission Community Center, 1420.
1:56 to go in the first quarter. Vela with the 13-6 lead has the ball after they took over on downs at their own 28. This is going to be Flores trying to get outside to the left side. He's strung out. A good play there by Leo Caballero. And I think also Diego Vidal, the cornerback on that right side of the defense, helped out. Flores, number 1, their top running back.
Something else, Mark, that defense for the Mustangs have to watch out is when Enriquez, number 5, he can also get into the quarterback slot as a wildcat. So look for that play tonight.
They also have 2 different players that they'll alternate at quarterback. It's been Sotelo so far, and as a handoff, this is Flores again, and Flores up to across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Looks like he was tackled by the middle linebacker, Eddie Ramos. And Ramos switched positions from last week. He was a defensive end on the right side.
That's right.
He switched with Axel Hernandez. And Hernandez now playing the right defensive end, and Ramos in the middle at linebacker.
Just trying to find those combinations that work. And this is Edinburg Vela football, Mark, 3rd and 2. Their offense is wide open.
3rd down and 2. 3 men in the backfield, and it's a play action hit, and the ball comes loose, picked up in the backfield by Vela, and it could be tackled for about a loss there. On the run was Nico Rodriguez.
And you know who came in to make that hit, Mark?
He made the hit on Sotelo.
Just check it out on the video. We talked about him earlier today. I'd like to see the replay. Check out who hit him, Mark. My boy, Michael Morales. I told you, you know, he's just a gamer, Mark.
Yeah, so Morales coming in on the blitz and got through and hit Sotelo just as he was trying to throw the football, going into his windup.
And a good call on the defensive side by coordinator Moses Patterson.
So 4th down, and Vela will punt the football. And this is going to take a Sabercat bounce and be killed at the Mustang 34-yard line. So the Mustangs defense plays pretty well there. 27 seconds left. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. With 27 seconds left in the first quarter, Vela 13, Memorial 6. Football night at McAllen. We'll continue after this. Back to action on 1st down. The Mustangs hit Bazan with a quick throw to the left side and picks up about 6 or 7 yards or bring up 2nd down. It's going to be a gain of 5 actually.
And those plays mark the throwing. Something unexpected. Defense doesn't expect that. You throw the ball, you have success, and that at the end of the quarter, that softens the defense and allows for your rushing game to start working.
We've reached the end of the first quarter. Mustangs facing a 2nd and 5 at their own end, and Vela on top 13-6 after 1. Football night at McAllen will continue right after this. And we're back to start the second quarter on football night in McAllen. Mustangs have switched ends. They'll now be going from right to left. And Mustangs at the 2nd and 5 at their own 40. Scoogin off the shotgun, wants to keep it himself. Trying to turn the corner on the right to the wide side. Can't get anywhere. Ends up back at with a gain of 1. Mustangs with just 12 yards rushing in the first quarter, but 85 passing. That's a very un-Mustang-like quarter.
Nobody will believe that, Mark.
And for Vela, 20 yards on the ground, 61 through the air. It's just one completed pass that went for a long-distance touchdown. So both teams have long bombs for touchdowns in this game.
3rd and 3, Mark.
Mustangs 2 for 4 on 3rd down, facing a 3rd and 3 at their own 40. Scoogin wants to throw, has plenty of time, going to throw deep left. 1 man is down there, just barely overthrown and incomplete. Looks like it was intended for Gregory. Gregory came into tonight with just 1 catch for 24 yards this season. Has great potential, stands 6 feet tall.
He does have lots of potential.
Has good height.
And look, as the season gets along, you will expect Gregory to be more involved.
Believe it or not, that's the Mustangs' first incompletion tonight.
The Mustangs are going to have to punt. There's no way you want to risk giving the ball back.
Yep. There's a class of 99. It's homecoming here tonight. So the Mustangs celebrating homecoming. There's the punt, going to be killed as it goes out of bounds. But the classes of 2009, the classes of 1999 that we see right there, celebrating their 20-year reunion. Congratulations to them. Class of 1989 is probably out there somewhere. And the school opened in 1980, so
where's your class, Mark?
79.
Where's your class?
My class, maybe some of them are out there. That's class of 85. So next year will be the 35th reunion for that one.
Did you see how big number 77 is? He is just an all-stater on offense. Jayton Borojas.
So with 11:03 to go in the second quarter, Vela at their own 45-yard line. Handoff, Flores has some good room, 5 yards and more into territory up to the Mustang territory at the 46, a 9-yard run.
And you said that Christian Flores came over from Edinburg North?
Yeah, that's correct.
And I wonder how they feel at Edinburg North, because their quarterback went to far north. He's the starting quarterback at far north.
I know Edinburg North's offense a little bit down this year with that talent drain. They're playing they're the opponents of the Nicky Rowe Warriors tonight, in fact, playing over in Edinburg at Cat Stadium. I think it's Richard Flores Stadium now. And the handoff, this is Flores, big hole, 1st down and more at the 40-yard line, hits a man, bounces right off of him inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Big run there of 18 yards.
That right side of the line, making it easy for Christian Flores, led by number 75.
Finally pushed out of bounds by Michael Morales. That's a 1st down. It's going to be at the 29-yard line. So a 17-yard gain.
Give credit to Tyler Bailey leading the charge, blocking.
So Tella at quarterback, and we've got a whistle off the snap.
Andy Scott, the man in the white hat. And there are the officials, Andy Scott, Mitch Reinitz. Freddy Martinez, Andy Castro, and Joel Salas. This crew spends a lot of time on this field.
Yeah, they call a lot of McAllen games. So Vela with a 5-yard mark off. Now facing a 1st and 15. They're at 34-yard line in Mustang territory. After a big run by Flores, and here's Flores again going off to the left side. And he's going to be wrestled down at about the 31-yard line. A short gain. Looks like Murray on the tackle. Also on the tackle was defensive lineman Christian Islas. It's a gain of 4 on the play. Yeah, good crowd, good support from the Mustang student body. And getting everybody into it. 9.5 to play here in the second quarter. Vela up by a touchdown and on the move again here at the 30-yard line. Going to fire a short pass into the flat on the left side. This is caught, but no more yardage there, and that's Aaron Alvarez out of the backfield. And Alvarez, one of those players that had a big year last year, 870 yards, led the team in rushing with 6.5 to carry and 18 touchdowns.
Yeah, he had a big year.
And he's been splitting time now with Christian Flores. But he has yet to score a touchdown this season. Of course, this is only the 3rd game.
And in any other team, Aaron Alvarez would probably be the #1 running back.
So it's 3rd down. 9 yards to go. They're at the Mustang 28. Here's Sotelo, has time. Going to throw it. It's tipped incomplete. Looked like it was intended for the receiver, Nico Rodriguez.
You can see Enriquez there saying, hey, I was open. You got to look for me.
So Vela, who hit their first pass of the game for a 61-yard touchdown, has since gone 1 for 4 for 2 yards.
They're going to try a 45-yarder. Tate Scott.
And it's going to be a 45-yard attempt. There's the kick, is long enough, and it's good. Very impressive 45-yarder. That was good by Tate Scott. It goes through, and Vela increases their lead to 16-6 with 8:40 to play here in the second quarter after a 45-yard field goal. I'm going to go to the smile cam now. So you can see everybody smiling, having a good time here at the game.
As soon as they see themselves on the screen, they start smiling. Oh, those kids have the rhythm. There you are. Look at all those smiles, Mark. Turn around, kids. Look for the camera.
Sure, the class of '99 remembers that song. That Mambo number 5 was real big in the 90s. Here at this homecoming event. Vela on top, 16-6. 8:40 to go. Mustangs about to receive. So the kicker, Tate Scott, who just made the 45-yarder, kicks off. Mustangs on the return, get it up to about the 24-yard line. That was Bazan with the return.
Kevin McKinney hitting Bazan low. Well, Mark, with 8 minutes and 36 seconds, the Mustangs need to get their offense. They need this long 5 to 6 minute drive.
Coming at Memorial High School would like
Make
to
something happen offensively, stay in the game.
If the class of 2009 is in the stadium, please stand up and be recognized.
Well, they're recognizing the class of 2009 right now. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs, their own 24. Going to hand this off, or rather Scugin's going to keep it after a fake and gets a block on the left side. He turns the corner, crosses the 30 to about the 32. And Castro with a good block out there.
There's the speed Frankie Suni got.
It's an 8-yard pickup.
We haven't seen too many defensive players catch up to Sean Scugin once he gets going.
Yeah, Scugin last week, only 10 carries, but 169 yards. Had 2 touchdowns. One went 77 yards for a big score. came into tonight with 1 touchdown pass. He now has 2 TD passes after 1 in this game, and he has 2 touchdowns rushing. High backfield, going to give it to Spates, has a hole at the left, then he gets hit, falls forward at the 35.
And that's a mark of a good running back, Mark. Once you get hit, you still fall forward.
Pettis Jr.
That should get him that first down.
Yeah, it was only 2nd and 2, so that's going to move the chains.
That's a good sign for the Mustang offense. Get themselves a couple of first downs, stay on the field. Keep that potent Sabercat offense off the field.
Yeah, both teams explosive. They were averaging over 43 points a game last year. Memorial over 38 points a game last year. Here's Coogan off the shotgun, wants to keep it, has a hole at the right side up to about the, just shy of the 40, up to the 39-yard line, so a gain of 4 on the play.
And something I've noticed up here, Mark, is that the Sabercats, they keep rotating defensive linemen into the game, so that shows you the kind of depth that they have, and they wear you down. Once you get to the 4th quarter, they get on you and they get you tired.
Under 7 minutes to play in the second. Mustangs with 2 receivers to the left, and Scoogan again going to keep it off the shotgun, surges ahead up to about the 44-yard line. And that's going to be just short of a first down, but it'll bring up 3rd and short.
Although Campbell Spates didn't carry on that possession, Mark, you know that there's a lot of, on the defensive side, a lot of the defenders are keying in on Campbell Spates. Takes advantage. Thibaut Gonzalez making some calls.
Yeah, you can send Spates to one side, but you know a linebacker's keen on him, and that'll move somebody out of a gap, allowing the quarterback to maybe sneak through there. So 3rd down and 1. Scoogan under center now with a split backfield. Spates and Castro, they'll give it to Castro's hit right at the line. Looks like he's going to be short. A big hit by the defensive lineman, Brandon Beebe.
Brandon Beebe timed it just right, Mark. I mean, he was there quickly.
It was like he knew what the play was going to be. He was on Castro. Castro had just gotten the ball and didn't even have time to take a step when Beebe wrapped him up.
I think the Mustangs are going for it, Mark.
Well, they hold the Mustangs to no gain, so it's still 4th and 1.
I think they're going for it, and this is Coach
That's a bit risky here. 5.5 to play in the second quarter.
Trying to show some confidence in his offensive line.
And they're 4th and 1. Scoogan's going to keep it and surge forward for 2 yards. Got the first down with 1 to spare, up to the Mustang 46.
Now that's big, Mark. That's trying to get some confidence on your offensive line that we're good enough to get that first down. And anytime you have a quarterback like Scoogan, big, strong, quick, they went with a safe call.
Yeah, that was big, because they would have given Vela a short field if they turned it over on downs right there. Vela's already up by 10. So Scoogan under center with a fresh set of downs. Hand off to Spates. Spates hit in the backfield and fights his way back to the line of scrimmage. And several Sabercats on him.
The 2 linebackers we highlighted at the beginning of the game. Eddie Salinas, and they also had Luis Gutierrez, a captain, and Ian Ochoa.
It's actually going to be a loss of a yard. So 2nd down to 11 now. Nelson brings in the play, and he'll line up wide to the left side. They'll put a wing on the left side with an eye backfield behind Scoogan. 4 down lineman for the Sabercats. They fake the toss, and Scoogan wants to throw. Deep drop, going to throw it deep right side. Man open, caught. That's Bazan, all the way down to the 20-yard line. Tackle on the play by Ivan Mendoza, but Bazan having a terrific night here tonight. Came in with only 3 catches in the first 2 games and already has 4 catches tonight, 2 of them long bombs.
But that play worked, Marcus. They gave Sean Scoogan time to throw, and he put it where he's supposed to, and wow, what a catch. That's a highlight reel catch by Ethan Bazan. What great hands, what great concentration.
Yeah, Bazan now with 4 catches for 120 yards in this game and a touchdown. Scoogan hands off Castro, hit right at the line, breaks the tackle and surges forward up to about the 18. Let's take a look at that catch one more time.
I don't know how he didn't lose yards on that. But check out the time, Mark. He had plenty of time. That's important. Look at this catch, Mark. Look at those hands. And then when he fell, He didn't fumble right there.
Tight coverage, and the cornerback was all over him, but Bazan, great job of concentration and holding on to the ball.
The SaberCats do have a young secondary, so you need to attack them. They have at least 2 sophomores back there. Might as well go and attack them.
Had a gain of 1 on that last play, so second down, we're going to call it 2nd and 8. High backfield, they'll toss to space, trying to get outside to the right. Is he able to turn the corner, beats one defender, but not the second one. And he goes down for a loss of yards. He was originally wrapped up by Mendoza.
Ivan Mendoza, sophomore. That shows you the type of speed that the SaberCats have on defense.
And Mustangs lose 3 on that play. They're back at their own, at the Vela 22, but it's a 3rd and 12 situation. 2.5 to play here in the second quarter. Mustangs are down by 10. They're in field goal range, but they'd love to have a touchdown here. Scugan is being blitzed as he goes back to throw. Hit as he throws, the ball wobbles forward and is incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th and 12. But Vela brought the blitz that time, and they are a team that will like to blitz. In fact, their safety Campos had 2 sacks coming into this game.
And actually, Scugan's lucky that he didn't know they were coming at him.
Yeah, they were coming from his blind side there. Hit him just as he released the football.
And it looks like the Mustangs are going to try a field goal.
So Joseph Lada will be the holder at about the 30-yard line. So this will make a 40-yard attempt from the right hash mark.
Number 11, Joseph Lada. Snap of number 4, Quade Murray.
The kicker is it's blocked. They attempt the 40-yard field goal. Vela picks up the loose football, running it back across the 40 and down at about the 43-yard line. So a return of 13 yards, and after a missed extra point, actually a blocked extra point, Vela has now blocked their second kick, a field goal attempt, 40 yards.
And that was our 3rd key to the game, mark special teams. And so far the Vela SaberCats are in control of that, because remember there was a fumble on a special team that the SaberCats took advantage of it and they scored a touchdown. And now this field goal that was blocked and the extra point that was blocked, so special team play is really hurting the Mustangs.
So it'll be 2:10 to play here in the second quarter. And Vela takes over at their own 43. And quarterback's going to throw this. There's a flag down as it is caught. A down at about the 48-yard line in Mustang territory to bring up a 2nd down and 1. Thanking Enriquez on making the catch there.
There's a Minor King Law Firm flag on the play.
I think right there, Berrial is going to be penalized, but still got the yards for 1st down. Enriquez is being matched up by Berrial on defense.
It was a 9-yard completion. Second quarter, 2:04 to go. 16-6 is our score.
It is a 1st down mark.
Penalty against the Mustangs. Interference brings up 1st and 10 from the Mustangs.
Oh, they decided to take the penalty rather than the play. They get the 1st down out of that. 1:40 to go. They're Mustang territory. Have all 3 of their timeouts.
There goes Enriquez.
Sotelo wants to throw deep left side. Man is open, but it's tipped and incomplete. And Enriquez unable to hold on to it. They did the play action beautifully, faked again, and Enriquez, who caught the earlier touchdown, can see him tapping his shoulder pads as if to say that's on me as we take a look at the replay. And Sotelo had beautiful pass here.
Actually, it was a good pass, but he waited a little bit too long, Mark, because he was wide open. And Diego Berrial on defense, a junior for the Mustangs, has his hands full. That's probably going to be the best receiver he has to play defense against.
So 1:33 to go here in the second quarter. And again, play action. Sotelo to throw it, fires toward the sideline. It's caught there by Enriquez, sheds a tackler, and now it's the first down. So he races down the sideline and across the 30 to about the 26-yard line. So a 22-yard pickup.
And I would go over there all night, Mark, if the Mustangs are going to play one-on-one defense against a player like Enriquez. I would attack it all night long. Well, you can tell that Anthony Sotelo has a gun.
And Enriquez, who has one touchdown catch already tonight, finally knocked down by Lewis. 1:06 to play here in the second quarter. Vela, all 3 timeouts. They hand it off. This is Alvarez. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle and is upended at the 20, although he falls forward all the way to about the 16, and that'll move the chains.
And you're right on Aaron Alvarez, Mark. Last year had a great year himself. 18 touchdowns. He knows how to get into the end zone. Every time he touched the ball last year, he got 6.5 yards per carry.
47 seconds left in the second quarter. Shotgun snap, give it to Alvarez, sweep to the left side, crashes through at the 10, all the way down to about the 7, where he gets out of bounds and stops the clock with 39 seconds to go.
Number 4, Quade Murray.
It must be nice to be on the offensive side for Vela. You have Christian Flores, your starting running back, but you also have Aaron Alvarez. And then on the outside, you have Justin Cantu, and you have Daniel Enriquez. And a big offensive line in front.
So clock stop, 39.7 seconds left.
That's what it takes, Mark, to score over 40 points a game.
Vela, second down and 2 at the Mustangs 7. Have plenty of time to work with all their timeouts. And here's Flores, hit at the 5, spins his way forward, still fighting forward, down to near the goal line. No signal yet. I think they got him down inside the 1, but that'll be a first and goal.
Short of the goal line.
That'll stop the clock with 32 seconds while they move the chains.
Nothing fancy, just count on your offensive line to open a post, but look how he kept moving his feet. Very surprised he didn't score. Menton Murray holding on, and also Axel Hernandez. And with that big offensive line, Mark, it's going to be tough for the Mustang defense to have a couple of stops here with a first and goal at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, they just used one of their timeouts, so they have 2 timeouts left. Vela does. 32 seconds left in the half. And they're definitely knocking on the door. And they can run 4 plays here to try to get it in from the 1-yard line. And so far, their running game has begun to click a little bit, especially in the second quarter. That's 75 yards rushing for this Vela team that came in averaging about 190 a game. Back to the first half totals, Vela 75 yards on the ground and 94 yards passing. Memorial 34 yards rushing and 120 yards passing. So then Memorial's best night in last several games, I guess dating back to last year sometime as far as passing goes. We see Coach Bill Littleton in his 16th year as Mustangs head coach. Won the district title the last 4 times. On first and goal, Flores goes into the end zone for the touchdown. He was hit in the backfield, but he broke a tackle and then raced in and danced his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And Flores with his second score of the game, both of them of the short yardage variety. And the Vela SaberCats are well in front now, 22-6.
And that's Vela football for you, Mark. That's why it's important for the Mustang offense to get going in the second half. Stay on the field for long periods of time and keep that Vela SaberCat offense off the field.
Ozzie Garcia is the holder, and there's the kick. It goes up and through, so it's good by Tate Scott. And the score now, Vela 23, Memorial 6, with 28 seconds left to go before halftime. A 1-yard run by Flores capped a 57-yard drive. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the final moments of the first half when football night in McAllen continues.
We love a good game, but here at Bogus, we don't believe in games and gimmicks when you're buying a new vehicle. Just real deals, friendly service, and fair prices. It's better at Bogus, in Harlingen, in McAllen, and always at bogusford.com.
Second quarter, 28 seconds left. Vela in front, 23-6. And remember, Mario, that scoring drive of 57 yards started with the big special teams play, didn't it?
It is, and that was our third key to the game. Mark, who's going to control that, and so far, that's probably what's led to the lead for Vela. That fumble on the punt by the Mustangs led to a touchdown, and then this special team, the other special team play. So
we had the blocked field goal kick that set up Vela at the Vela 43-yard line. In 6 plays, 57-yard drive capped by Flores' 1-yard run for the score. They lead at 23-6. Here is the kick by Scott. And this is a short kick, and the Mustangs have good return on this and across the 40 up to about the 44-yard line. Nick Nelson on the return after another short kick. They just want to keep it away from Spades, and they're willing to trade yards in exchange for not giving up the big return. And they're going to spot this at the 45-yard line, and the Mustangs will have 22.5 seconds left to work with and 2 timeouts to try to make something happen. And normally that might be enough time, but the way the Mustangs passing game has worked tonight, it could happen.
You might as well try it. You're down 23-6. Look at those special shoes worn by the center, Andrew Ramos.
Here's Scugin back to throw, has some time, now flushed out, it's going to keep it, has a lot of room, 50-yard line, now to the 40 in Vela territory, got to run out of bounds smartly at about the 33-yard line. A hefty return of 22 yards there for the senior quarterback.
Very smart play by Sean Scugin, saw that nobody was open, saw the big open. As he went back to throw, he spotted that he had a lot of field to run, and he did, and then he also went out of bounds. 14 seconds is plenty of time.
Going to count it as a 21-yard return, so spotted at the Vela 34. Stop the clock with 14 seconds left.
Mustangs do have 2 timeouts.
3 receivers to the short side of the field on the left. 1 receiver to the right is Gregory, and Scugin wants to keep it and darts in. Now darts back out, is still going to throw it now. Throw it for the end zone, and it's picked off in the end zone. Vela running it back. There's a flag down as they run it out to the 10-yard line. A missed tackle, now trying to get to the wide side. The half is run out. He can try to return it all the way back and finally gets tackled about the 29-yard line by Gregory. A little bit of pushing and shoving here at the end. Now there was a penalty, so this could extend the half by 1 more down. We'll have to see what the penalty is about. But Scugin doing some improvisation on that play as he started to run it, ran forward, and then pulled back out of the pocket and escaped the pocket to try to keep the pass pattern alive.
Scugin, he kind of like found some time, but once he looked like he was going to run, I thought some of the offensive linemen were downhill or downfield.
That's Mitch Reinitz there without the cap on.
There you go, Mark. That's the call.
And the officials, after they throw their flag, if they see a second penalty on the same play, they'll throw down their cap. And I'm wondering now if with Reinitz missing his cap, and maybe there was actually 2 flags on the play. We'll see. Andy Scott will tell us what's going on as we take a look at the replay here.
And a good job on the defense, Mark, that they didn't come up when Scugin looked like he was going to run.
The pass was intended for Nelson, I should say.
There's a penalty right there.
And there we see the interception was made by Frankie Zuniga, who had about a 34-yard return out to the 29. So he intercepted that halfway back in the end zone. Ball still spotted at the Vela 29 at the moment. Half is not ended. Now they're saying the half is ended as the players are trotting off to the locker rooms. So not sure what the flags were, but the officials decide let's just call it a half. And that's where we are. Vela 23, Memorial 6. We're going to have our Teacher of the Week attempt a field goal kick. This is Performance Therapeutics as a sponsor of this. That'll happen over on the north end zone to the left side of your screen. And Memorial High School math teacher, Mr. Alejo. And here he's going to attempt the kick. If he can make this from 10 yards, he can win $100. There's the kick up and away, nice and high, and it is good. Wow. And so far, no one has missed in the 3 games that we've done, all 3 weeks. Whoever has been the designated kicker has made it. and $100 donated by Performance Therapeutics. Congratulations, Mr. Alejo, our math teacher over at Memorial High School. Great job, gentlemen. And now we'll go to the half. So we're at halftime. We'll see the Vela Marching Band, followed by the McAllen Memorial Marching Band. Hope you enjoy that. We'll be back with the second half of action. Meanwhile, at halftime, it's Vela 23 and the Mustangs 6.
I always tell my students I'm a product of McAllen ISD. I always tell them if I made it from being in certain areas and certain schools and I'm successful, they're able to have that success or even reach and do more. So I'm very proud to be born and raised and be a product of McAllen ISD.
Our homecoming court. Sophomore class, Duke and Duchess. Michael Lewis and Mariela Vela. Michael is the son of Brian and Laura Lewis. Mariela is the daughter of Fabian and Lulu Vela. Junior class, Prince and Princess. Raul Gonzalez and Andrea Ashburn. Raul is the son of Raul and Terry Gonzalez. Andrea is the daughter of Colin and Melissa Ashburn. This evening, we recognize 5 senior students selected by their senior class peers that reflect the pride of Memorial. Our King and Queen nominees, Sean Scugun and Donna Cardona. Sean is the son of Anthony and Frances Velarde. Sean is the captain of the football team, active in track and the National Honor Society. Donna is the daughter of Guadalupe Ramirez. Donna is active in PAL, the Spanish Club, and the Art Club. Evan Williams, Denise Rodriguez, and Katie Slusher. Evan is the son of Brad and Karen Williams. He is active in cross country, DECA, and FCCLA. Denise is the daughter of Arturo and Maddie Rodriguez. She is active in PAL, DECA, and the Rio Grande Valley Ballet. Katie is the daughter of Shannon and Vanessa Slusher and Paul and Ann Heller. Katie is the student council president and is active in the National Honor Society and cross country. And now, Mr. Pedro Alvarez, our principal, will crown this year's homecoming king and queen. Congratulations, Evan Williams and Donna Cardona. Thank you for participating in our festivities that began on Monday and will conclude tomorrow night with our homecoming dance. The Student Council extends our appreciation to the JROTC, the Mighty Mustang Band, and the Prancers for their contribution to tonight's halftime ceremony.
Here come the Little Mustangs. How about a hand for Mighty Little Mustangs?
And the bass keeps running.
We have been corrected. It is the Mightier Mustang Munch.
In this context, there's no disrespect, so when I bust my rhyme, you break your necks. We got 5 minutes for us to disconnect from.
Second half at DQ Fan Field, and there you see the crowning of the homecoming king and queen for the 2018-2019 school year. Congratulations to Evan Williams there, who's the grandson of Ann Williams, who was a longtime administrator at McAllen School District, and also Donna Cordona, both seniors for McAllen Memorial High School. Congratulations to them. That's a memory that will. How about that? That's a memory that will last a lifetime. So congratulations to them, our homecoming king and queen for 2018-19. We're about to start the second half. We'll have a look at our halftime stats in just a moment. As you might guess, it was kind of in favor of Vela, who's controlling on the scoreboard right now, 23-6. And so Memorial will start off. They'll kick off here to start this third quarter. Vela will receive, and Vela going from left to right. And here's a long kick and go all the way back to the 5-yard line out of the end zone. It'll come out for a touchback. Let's take a look at our halftime stats now. And you can see it was Vela on top, 23-6, and first downs 9-6. As both teams had a lot of big plays, so first downs were kind of low. Rushing yards about the same. Both teams way below their usual averages there. Passing yards picked up though. See 120 for Memorial, 85 for the SaberCats. Penalties were light, but 2 turnovers both hurt the Mustangs. They had a fumble on a punt. They had later another fumble. And of course, they also had a blocked field goal that led to some Edinburg Vela points. So Vela on top right now, 23-6, and with the ball to start the third quarter. And as we get started here, we're joined by a special guest up here in the booth. Dr. Jay Gonzalez is here, the superintendent for McAllen ISD Schools. Talk to him right after this play. Here's the snap to Sotelo, the quarterback. Is going to hand this off to Alvarez. He'll go around on a sweep to the left side, and he'll be upended after about an 8-yard gain. And Dr. Gonzalez, good to see you here tonight. And I know it's been a little bit of drizzle out there, but we still got a good turnout here for this game.
Yeah, we're proud that we had a good turnout on a nice rainy Friday night. Friday night football in South Texas is always a big turnout. We appreciate all the support that our parents give our youngsters, and we had a good game going on, hoping the Mustangs can have a strong second half and come back.
Yeah, second down and 2 now. And the SaberCats, a low snap on the shotgun, and Sotelo hit just as he threw the ball, and I think they're calling this a fumble as it's loose on the field, and Memorial appears to have it. I think
fumble on the play.
Yes, indeed. It is going to be a Mustang football, and that's our first turnover by Vela, and that'll give the Mustangs excellent opportunity here at the 24-yard line. So you take a look at this replay. And what do you think of this, Dr. Gonzalez? A good play for the defense there.
Shows a lot of heart on the defense. We know the Mustangs always have strong football teams. They're well coached, and they're never out of a ball game. So 23-6 right now, but we feel that the Mustangs can come back, play hard, and get themselves back in this game. And we're hoping that they can score right now. They're set, good field position. Looks like Vela just jumped offside, so we'll get some extra yardage there.
Yeah, 1st and 10 at the Vela 24. And now I think they're going to walk it off another 5 yards.
5-yard mark.
Put the Mustangs into the red zone there. And Dr. Gonzalez, tell us about some of the recent develops here. I know we're early in the school year, but we've had some exciting things happen. We've had some big news with some awards. And tell us about that and some of the other things going on.
Well, just very excited about all the things that are going on, specifically in the area of robotics. We recently had our first competition, big kickoff, and we had the biggest kickoff for FIRST Robotics in the state. So proud to say that 3 years ago we started with a robotics team of 8 kids out of Nicky Rowe, and we're right around 1,000 kids now, Mark, that are in robotics, with a team on every campus. So we're excited about the direction that is going, and just a lot of great things going on. Great teaching. We're on pace to have another great school year, and testament to all the hard work that's going on with the staff. And as always, our parents are coming in very supportive, and our students are resilient and working hard right out of the gate. So we're happy about that.
There's Campbell Spates with the 14-yard run up to the 10-yard line. Now a toss to Spates again as he dodges one tackler in the backfield. He's in jail right now, but trying to find an escape route, and gets up near the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss of about 3 yards. A lot of improvisation there, but they'll bring up 2nd down. And yeah, you mentioned robotics. I know Rowe had a team that won a state title last year. And
actually, it was Matt Kai that won the state title, UIL state title. So we're very excited. That was one of the things that when UIL came out with state competition for robotics, we thought, hey, let's put a program together that can win it. And the fact that the Matt Kai Bulldogs robotic team went out and won that state championship is a testament to our program, and we got a bright future in that area.
And I know Pettis Elementary School has had some little girls, the programming princesses that they're called, that they've won some state championships too, as Scugin wants to throw this over the middle, incomplete. Looks like it was intended for Castro out of the backfield. And yeah, the robotics is going real well. And I know some other big news we had this past week, tax ratification election was passed by the voters.
Yeah, that was huge. To have 76% of the voters go out and support us is a testament to the support that our community gives us, that our business community gives us. So on behalf of the district and our Board of Trustees, I want to thank the entire city of McAllen, everybody that came out to support the TRE, and we're going to do our very, very best to get moving as fast as we can. We've already moved out. We've posted for all the police officers. We're in the process of hiring. We've started our plans for our science labs already. Our teachers and our staff are going to see their raise in the October paycheck, so we're already moving forward with the 1.5% increase that we're able to afford now. So overall, our staff got a 2.5% raise, so we're very, very proud of that. There's just so many great things going on, and it's truly a team effort in McAllen, Texas, with McAllen ISD and the city working so strong. So you're absolutely right, Mark. That TRE was huge for us, and we're excited about all the opportunities it's going to afford us.
You mentioned hiring of new police officers. What would their new role be?
We want to have a police officer at every elementary school. Well, we currently have 5 police officers at every high school. We have a police officer at every middle school, and now the vision is to have a police officer at every elementary. So we're excited about that. We've come a long way in the area of safety, and we're very, very confident that we can keep our kids safe and educate them.
Wow, and what a run there by Campbell Spates. On 4th down, they elect to go for it from the 10-yard line, and you saw Scugin was about to go down. He got that toss out of there over a defender's head. Spates was able to stick out one paw and grab it, and then got into the end zone on second effort. Great play there by the Mustangs all around.
And it's wonderful to see the kids playing hard. Our kids are resilient, whether it's on the football field or the volleyball court or in the classroom. They have that never say die spirit. So this is just another example that Memorial is exemplifying of the heart of a McAllen ISD student. We just don't quit, we don't give up, and they're going to fight till the end. And I predict that this game's going to be a very, very good one. It's going to go down to the wire, and our Mustangs are going to come out on top, hopefully.
Here's a 2-point try, and Scugin's going to fake the handoff, keep it himself, racing for the corner of the end zone, dives for the flag and gets it. Had to go to full extension and knocked over the pylon and got the 2-point conversion. again, second effort there, and Scugin makes it 23-14. Mustangs down by 9, but taking advantage of that turnover.
And that's a lot of athleticism shown by Scugin there. He really jumped out for that pylon and attacked it aggressively, and because of that, scored that extra, that 2 points for the Mustangs. So, man, we're excited about that, and it seems like the Mustangs have the momentum right now, Mark.
Yeah, they do. They came out in the second half, and it was looking a little bad for them, as Vela was going to start with the ball in a 3-touchdown lead, but the Mustangs, the turnover, and they take advantage of it. Campbell Spates, the touchdown, and Scugin there getting the 2-point edge. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with more in just a moment. You're watching Football Night in McAllen. That was some touchdown.
Rio Bank, our goal is to help you grow and prosper with the right financial tools, quality customer service, and banking done with honesty and integrity. Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.
Some hops too, man. He can stand underneath the basket.
And field, and with 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter, Mustangs kicking off again. They took advantage of a Vela turnover at the 23-yard line, and on fourth down from the 10-yard line, they elect to go for it. And now here's the kickoff, goes out for a touchback, and Vela will have it at their own 25-yard line. And speaking of, we got a high school football game here, and we were talking about the tax ratification election. I know that's going to benefit the high schools. There's going to be a direct benefit for them as well, isn't it?
We're excited. We're going to be able to build some science labs at our high schools, and we know that science labs are a key component to ensuring that our students have a world-class learning environment. So the tax ratification election is going to put us in a position to build some really nice science labs and have our students do some solid problem-based learning and really explore. I mean, we're doing great already as an A school district, but this tax ratification election is going to allow us to open up our stride and do a lot more things that are going to benefit our students and our community, and we're excited about that.
You can see from the crowd shot there is a little bit of steady drizzle coming down as Flores tries to run it, picks up a first down, breaks up a couple of tackles as he gets all the way up to the 38-yard line. A run of 13 yards and a new first down. And can you talk a little bit about, we've got the science labs and we've got the robotics going on, and I know you've been looking ahead at the needs of industry, especially here in the Valley with Elon Musk down here and everything like that, and I know that's something you're keeping an eye on, right, is what are the jobs that are going to be needed for these graduates or even kids in elementary school when they eventually graduate.
Absolutely, yeah. Mark, and we're very proud. We're starting a young apprenticeship program with STC and the Chamber, and we're going to put our students in a position to work for businesses across our community, fine-tune their skills, be able to take part in world-class apprenticeship programs. We got another turnover there, Mark.
Oh my goodness,
that's exciting.
I think you're bringing good luck to them. They've had two turnovers since you came up here.
Let's keep it going. But going back to the apprenticeship program, we are going to be able to give students opportunities to work and also gain hours toward an apprenticeship, so we're excited about that. Another thing we're very excited about, Mark, is we started a program, an educational program for parents, and we had 11 parents get certified in welding. We had over 60 get certified in cake decorating. We had 150 or so in the area of floral design. We have parents working on their GED, English language learning, all sorts of great things that are going on.
And these are all free programs for parents, aren't they?
So we're working hard to not only provide opportunities for our students, but for their parents as well. So McAllen ISD is really making a difference for our community, and it's a team effort. It's the whole community coming together to make those innovative things happen. So we're very excited about that.
Well, a lot of stuff going on, and appreciate you keeping us up to date. Dr. Gonzalez, thank you so much for stopping by.
Yes, sir, Mark. Thank you. Appreciate you and Coach. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, Mustangs doing well right now here in this second half, down 23-14, but they've already scored here in this third quarter and are on the move again. They are in after that 8-yard catch by Bazan, who's having a great night. Here we have a fumble, though, on the pitch as Spates picks it up off the bounce on the 40-yard line and now down to the 31-yard line. So everything bouncing the Mustangs' way at the moment.
Everything. That it looked like a forward pass. It could have been, a backward pass, which means that if Spates doesn't pick it up, it's a fumble. But it's interesting how a couple of turnovers changes the dynamics of this game, Mark. 23-14, and if the Mustangs can capitalize on this turnover, we have a ball game.
Yeah, crowd is coming alive as well. You can see a few umbrellas out and a steady drizzle. But the Mustang fans on fire right now as their team is actually going to spot it at the 33. But Spates did pick up a first down.
I think we have a timeout.
Andy Scott signals that a timeout called by Vela. That'll leave them with 2. 7:16 to play here in the third quarter. Vela on top, 23-14. Mustangs on the move. Let's take a quick break. And you are watching exciting McAllen ISD football on Football Night in McAllen. And we're back at DQ Fan Field. I'm Mark May with Mario Reyna. Campbell Spates just carried the ball for no yards. So it'll be 2nd and 10 now from the Vela 33. Under 7 minutes to play here in the third quarter. And there you can see the drizzle coming down right now. A lot of umbrellas out there and everything. And it's a great shot there here at the field. Great night for football. And 2 of the Valley powerhouses going up against each other tonight in Vela and Memorial. Both teams in the playoffs last year, both teams expecting to get there again this season. Scogan going to go play action pass. Spates stays in the block, setting up the screen on the left side. Spates has it, has a convoy of blockers at the 30, now to the 25, another block at the 20, now going to the 10 and in for the touchdown. Campbell Spates from 33 yards out.
You know, Mark, what made that play go is that Sean Scogan sold it. He acted like he was going to run to the right, and all of a sudden the screen was set up on the left side. And Campbell Spates, Mark, as good as he is, he could have been anxious, just gotten the ball and taken off, but he waited for his blockers to develop in front. Hopefully we can take a look at that replay so we can see how patient he was.
By the way, Spates now came into this game 49 touchdowns, so he's had number 50 and 51 of his career. As we see, the kick is up and good. And with the score now 23-21, yeah, here's the replay.
He sold it, but he could have just ran right there, but he waited. See how he's waiting? He waited for his blockers to develop, number 17 out in front, Castro. And then all of a sudden you leave Campbell Spates a little bit of an open field in front, and you know what happens. Touchdown number 51, is that what you said?
Yeah, 51 now. Only his 3rd game as a junior. You see Castro, points. Gregory, and I think Gazan downfield with some blocks.
And that's what turnovers does for you, Mark. It gives you a hope, and you can see a lot of movement on the Mustang side, and the Vela Sabercats are kind of looking like what's going on. We had control of this game, and all of a sudden now it's 23-21. You're right. I think Dr. Gonzalez gave us some luck up here when he took over. He had a couple of turnovers. And then we also had a parent from the Edinburg Vela side that came up into our box. Dr. Ibarra, one of my bosses that came up here, and her son goes to Edinburg Vela, I believe. She came up here and gave us some luck. Thank you, Dr. Ibarra. You're rooting for Memorial.
She's officially going for Memorial. Yeah, third quarter, 6:20 to go. Only halfway through the third. Mustangs have 2 touchdowns already, and both of them capitalizing off Vela turnovers. And here's another kickoff out the back of the end zone. It'll come out to the Vela 25-yard line. Vela with clinging to just a 2-point lead now, 23-21. After the Mustangs with a terrific execution on that 33-yard screen pass that was set up after Diego Vidal recovered a fumble right at midfield. 4-play, 50-yard drive.
But like we said before, it's turnovers, not a turnover unless you capitalize. And what did the Mustangs do? They turn it into 7 points. So let's see how the Vela Sabercats respond. They have a great offense.
Saw Joseph Lara shot of him on the sideline a moment ago. And now here is Enriquez on the handoff. Has big yardage there, 1st down and more. Open field tackle for the Mustangs. I think that might have been Vidal on the tackle, but not before he picked up about 14 yards and a 1st down.
And when Vela gets into this kind of situations, Mark, they like to go into a hurry-up offense. But a quick solution to your problems is you get Daniel Enriquez involved some way or the other, and usually good things happen.
Yeah, Enriquez is quite a weapon. Has a 60-yard touchdown catch in this game. He's had some other big plays too. So they're at the Vela 39-yard line. Vela going from left to right. Mustangs with 3 down linemen. They're going to hand off Flores, trying to get around to the short side of the field. Not much room there. Kind of ran out of real estate. Villarreal forces him out of bounds after about a 4-yard gain.
What a combination when you have Christian Flores and Aaron Alvarez. It is just a linebacker's nightmare. You're looking at like having 2 running backs that will probably get close to 1,000 yards each, and not a lot more than 1,000.
Yeah, we talked about Vela, that balanced attack with the run and the pass. Now they're going to throw it down the right side. That's Enriquez down there and makes an effort, but it's incomplete. And good coverage on the play by Pequeño. In fact, good sportsmanship there. Pequeño and Enriquez both shared kind of a fist bump and everything. They're enjoying this little joust that they're having. So yeah, good to see that competitiveness.
And you know, they're the Mustangs, Mark. They're going at defense one-on-one.
Yeah, that would have been a tough catch if Enriquez could have held on to it, because Pequeño was right on top of him to bring him down as soon as he touched that ball.
Just keep an eye on Enriquez and also Justin Cantu.
So here's Mustangs blitzing. Murray's coming. Another linebacker's coming. Sotelo steps forward in the pocket, fires, caught near the first down marker at midfield. That was caught by Enriquez.
Yeah, he knew exactly where he needed to be, Mark. Exactly where he needed to be. Came back for the ball. You know, some of these kids, they've been playing football since they were in Pop Warner, and you don't teach instinct, and that's what Enriquez has. He is a football player.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the Vela 49-yard line. They put a man in motion. They'll flip it to him, trying to go left side. Crosses the 50 into Mustang territory down to the 45-yard line. That's Kevin Rojas, junior receiver.
And you know, Mark, I haven't taken stats on how many times the SaberCats like to run to the left side. And do you blame them? When you have all-stater Jayton Borjas, your defensive tackle, number 77 out there. And you also have another big kid, number 72, which is Jorge Hinojosa. That's their strong side.
And the clock under 4:40 to go in the third quarter. Vela with 2nd and 4. We're going to sweep this to the right. Looks like Alvarez spins off one attacker and then picks up the first down before Murray and Pequeño bring him down at about the 36-yard line in Mustang territory. A gain of, looks like enough for a first down.
And Mark, when you have several runners that are capable of running and getting a lot of productive yards, that means that they're not tired either. It's not just a one-man gang running the ball all the time.
And you talk about their penchant to run to the left side of the field. I've noticed they do that even when that's the short side of the field, and running those sweeps is a little more difficult, but I guess with the blockers they have on that side, they still want to do it. Although now they come to the right side, and this is going to be ran up to the 30-yard line by Flores, a gain of 6 on the play.
And that's what Vela likes to do to you. You know that every time they're getting 4 to 5 yards, you know who's dominating on the offensive side. And I would think the defensive line for the Mustangs are getting tired.
Mustang fans still hanging in there. 3.5 to play. Skies haven't really opened up. It's been a little steady drizzle, but we haven't seen a heavy rain as was forecast. 3.5 to go. Vela by 2. 2nd down and 4 in Mustang territory. They give it to Alvarez, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. Terrific play there. A couple of Mustangs in there, including the defensive end, Zane Sandoval.
3rd and 5.
Vela 0 for 3 on 3rd down tonight. We're under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Vela leading by 2. They were up 23-6 at halftime. Mustangs have scored 14 here in the third. Mustangs may be offside, flag down. Free play, they'll throw it deep, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Enriquez again. It was well covered.
Did they get a free play out of that, Mark?
Number 6,
yeah, free play, just go for it deep. It's, again, the smart move. Enriquez probably saw that, and Sotelo probably both saw that. When they got the flag, they just went deep, and good coverage there by Diego Villarreal to prevent giving up some kind of big play here. They're honoring a student of the week right now up in the big scoreboard, Catherine
University
Slusher.
of Texas in Austin.
Planning to go to the University of Texas in Austin and study nursing.
And that unfortunate flag on the defensive side for the Mustangs gives the Saber Cats a 1st and 10.
Costly penalty there. And here they're going to give it to Enriquez, trying to run the sweep to the left side, the wide side, and spins through a couple of would-be tacklers down to about the 20-yard line. Ball comes loose, but after the whistle.
And you know, Mark, that play there looked like it was not going to go anywhere because the Mustangs had some defenders making Enriquez cut upfield. And because of his speed, he was able to turn something that looked like was not going to get anything into a 6-yard gain.
They're giving a gain of to the 21, so to bring up 2nd down 5. So Sotelo, the quarterback, he's gone the entire game. They have 2 quarterbacks that they alternate, but Sotelo's had a good game. The sophomore hands off to Alvarez, and Alvarez fights his way all the way up to the 12. It looked like they had him. Almost every Mustang had a shot at him.
He just keeps moving his legs. Short guy, like 5'8", but he's a stocky. You're not going to bring him down just with a arm tackle.
There we see the Prancers, the Memorial dance team. Some of them have their ring gear on.
We have a timeout.
We've got a timeout with 1:41 to play here in the third quarter. Vela up 23-21. Everybody's into it. You got the band up there on the upper right, the ROTC, and then the Prancers, and then all the student section right there.
Will be there for the Vaccinate Before You Graduate campaign.
You can see all the parents have umbrellas, and none of the students have any umbrellas, but they don't care. They're happy.
The good news is not a big downpour, so that drizzle kind of type rain.
Yeah, it's like a mist.
Makes it tolerable.
Yeah, a lot of wonderful things going on. We had Dr. Gonzalez, our superintendent, talking about the tax ratification election that was just passed, I think with 76% of the vote, and our appreciation for the McAllen community for passing that, because it's going to be able to pay for renovated science labs at the high schools, hiring 19 additional police officers for our 19 elementary schools. Safety and security, always a big factor, and a lot of other improvements that'll be coming along. As here we go, 1st down and 10 for the SaberCats, and they give it to Flores, who dances his way up to about the 6-yard line, gain of about 6 on the play.
And here's another play, Mark, where it looked like the Mustangs had done a good job of defending it. Like they had Flores for a loss, but Flores used his speed. So Flores is the speed guy with lots of move, and Alvarez is a bully, tough guy.
Trying to see the Mustang, that was Murray, who rode Alvarez for about 6 yards, refused to give up, and finally brought him down. So tenacious tackling there by Murray, the linebacker. On 2nd down and 5, the hand is off. Flores hit in the backfield, and then hit and goes down for a loss. Excellent defending there by the Mustangs. Murray in there on that tackle again.
Murray.
I think Hernandez also got in there. And we'll see if we can see which Mustang got through there first. Oh, that was Morales. Slowed him down.
Yeah, a rare miss by Morales, actually. But that kind of messed up the play anyway. Number 14 and 18 on defense. Ramos and cover.
Yeah, Eddie Ramon coming in there. Playing middle linebacker tonight, Ramon is.
Big 3rd down here, Mark.
They're 0 for 4 on 3rd down. 25 seconds to go. And there's the snap, play action. Sotelo wants to throw for the end zone, and Mustang almost sacks him and then fire into the end zone, caught for a touchdown by Vela. Sotelo doing a good job to avoid the sack, and then finds an open man wide open in the end zone, Nico Rodriguez.
Well, you know, Mark, the sophomore quarterback, Anthony Sotelo, he's not supposed to be doing what he did. He should have been tackled for a loss and was able to fend off the defender. And you got to give those 6 points to Sotelo. Turning a sack into 6 points. And congratulations to the Edinburg Vela offense. That's what makes Edinburg Vela football the #1 team in the Valley.
Here's Scott's extra point attempt is up and is good. And the score now, Vela 30, Memorial 21. That was crucial because it extends the lead to 9 points. It's now a 2-score game versus a 1-score game. 15 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Check it out,
another
Mark.
look at this touchdown.
Check it out. He should have gone down right there. Gave him a second shot, and just having the poise to find somebody open. That's not a sophomore quarterback.
Touchdown Vela. They lead 29-21. Late third quarter. We'll be back with more football night in McAllen after this.
Welcome to the What's Better game at Bogus. It doesn't matter how you roll, just pick the wheels that fit your style, new or pre-owned.
And we're back. Vela leading 30-21, late third quarter. 15 seconds left. Here's the kickoff. Memorial receiving at the 5-yard line. Coming up to the 10, the 15. This is Bazan. Is hit and goes down at about the 17-yard line. That scoring drive by Vela, 75 yards in 11 plays. And a 6-yard pass to Nico Rodriguez from the quarterback Sotelo. Sotelo with 2 touchdown passes in this game. And the extra point was good. Vela leads it by 9, 30-21.
And that's a mark of a championship team, Mark. They were struggling with a couple of turnovers. They allowed Memorial back into the game. No problem. Let's go back to what we do good, and that is their offense. And they responded. That's a classic possession.
And they're actually going to give him credit to the 19-yard line. So Mustangs will start with first down from there. And I think we've got a timeout called by the Mustangs. That'll be their first with 8 seconds left in the quarter. So let's take a quick break with Vela on top, 30-21 with 8 seconds left to play in the third. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
The performing arts, the visual arts. You can find it all at McAllen ISD.
And welcome back to DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. This is the DQ Fan Field experience. Hope everyone's enjoying it. It's been an exciting football game. 51 points on the board. We expected some points here tonight. We're getting it. And there's Scogan has trouble with the ball. Could be a wet ball, but he gets it to Spates, who's able to turn that corner and get up to about the 26-yard line. It'll bring up second down.
The Mustangs were fortunate that they didn't have a turnover on that play. Scogan was going down and made a last-second pitch out. Very dangerous.
Okay, ball's at the 26-yard line. It's actually a 7-yard gain, so it'll be second down and 3 now. They can hand this off to Castro, off tackle right side as the horn sounds, ending the quarter. He goes down at the 27-yard line. is tackled on the play by the Wildcats' Jaime Perez. So we've reached the end of 3, and it's Vela by 9, 30-21. Both teams, I think, have reason for optimism heading to the fourth quarter. Vela with a comfortable lead, but Memorial has gained a lot of momentum on the march. So we got the fourth quarter coming your way. Don't go away. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
The Rio Grande Valley is built on a strong foundation of family. We honor that tradition and are proud to announce that Elsa State Bank and Rio Bank are coming together to make a stronger bank for the Valley. Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.
So let's see what the fourth quarter has for us, Mark.
Should be a good one here, as at 3rd down and 1, Mustangs have switched ends of the field. So they're now going left to right for the fourth quarter. There hasn't been much wind tonight, so that hasn't been a factor. We have had a steady drizzle, however.
You're looking at quarterback
we've seen the ball bounce around a couple of times. As Scogan on 3rd down, gives it to Castro, 42. But he is hammered. Looked like he surged forward for a gain of 1 before he's forced back about 4 yards.
Ian Ochoa.
Now he did get a little bit of forward progress, so let's see where they spot this. It looks like it is going to be short of the first down by about a yard.
4th down and 1.
Ian Ochoa doing a great job, Mark, of just coming in there before the play even evolved.
Now what do you do here? It's 4th down and a yard.
I do a quarterback keeper, Mark.
Quarterback keeper? You're deep in your own territory at your own 28-yard line, and you're down by 9 points in the fourth quarter. A risky play here, but the Mustangs will go for it on 4th down. They are 2 for 3 tonight on 4th down. Scogan under center. He's going to hand this off Castro. Castro upended as he's at the line of scrimmage. This is going to be close, but looks a little bit short. And this could be a big turnover on downs.
Yeah, because they give it up. It's going to be a very, very short field. And you know that the Vela offense got clicking in the last possession. And they'll be taking it inside the 30.
Yeah, the officials are going to measure it. It's close enough for a measure, but from here it looks about a half-yard short.
Yeah, I think everybody knows that the defense on the Vela side, big stop for them. It can be a momentum killer where Vela can take complete control of the game again.
There we go, and you can see, it's indeed short, about a half yard. So on the Mustangs had a 3rd down and 1 situation, so 2 chances to get a yard, couldn't get it, and the Vela defense holds, and Vela will now take over an excellent field position.
And that's Vela defense getting inspired by that long drive by the Vela offense. And now you know that the Vela offense were tough to stop in the last possession. They got their rhythm back. Different runs by Christian Flores and Aaron Alvarez, and then you mix a good pass by Anthony Sotelo.
This will be officially a 1st down at the 29. They're going to give it to Enriquez, trying to sweep to the right side. Runs out of room as he's bottled up by a host of Mustangs. So several Mustangs in there, including Sandoval, the defensive end. Morales also in there. I give him a credit of 1 yard to the Mustang 28, be 2nd and 9. Vela up to 165 yards on the ground so far. Memorial 99 yards on the ground tonight. And then passing yards for Memorial, 161 versus 97 for Vela. So 2nd down and 1. And here's Sotelo. Out of the shotgun, wants to throw toward the sideline. It's incomplete. Enriquez looked like he had slipped.
He did.
It goes incomplete.
But he regained his composure and he almost made the catch anyway.
So it'll be 3rd down and officially 10. So the Mustang defense so far rising to the occasion here in this deep hole that they're in. Down by 9, can't really afford to give up another score here.
They're spreading out the field as they're taking out Aaron Alvarez.
A field goal wouldn't hurt them much. They'd still be down 2 scores. Here's Sotelo on 3rd and 10. Throws this, and it's incomplete. Great breakup by the Mustang secondary. That looked like it was going to be caught, and then the Mustangs got in there, jarred the ball loose.
Michael Lewis.
Was it Michael Lewis on that play? It was intended for Rodriguez. We've got an official's timeout right now with 10:14 to play in the fourth quarter. Vela up by 9. Let's take another look at the replay. Sotelo had some time here. And you can see Rodriguez initially got his hands on it, but yeah, great play by Lewis to break that up. Lewis came into tonight with 10+ tackles in each of the first 2 games.
Just a sophomore, a lot of potential.
And they did count that as an incomplete pass, so it remains fourth down. And we'll see what Vela elects to do here. Kind of in that tween area where it's too close for a punt at the 28-yard line, but a field goal attempt would be about 45 yards. Of course, they hit one from 45 in the first half.
I think they're going to go for another one. Tate?
I think they are. Looks like Tate is out there, and this will be another 45-yard attempt. This will be from the right hash. He had one that was good in the first half. That was to the opposite end of the field. There was no wind. The holder will be Ozzy Garcia, the 35-yard line. And Tate will attempt his second field goal tonight. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and away, high enough, long enough, and it's good. Right through the uprights. And Tate, an impressive kicker with 2 45-yard field goals in this game, extends Vela's lead to 33-21. But still, I need to give Memorial some props here, Mario. They're giving up only a field goal. They're still only down 2 scores.
Yes, they do. Just got to have the offense respond.
Let's take a break. Vela ahead, 33-21. And with the fourth quarter, it's 10:07 to go. We'll go ahead and keep it here as we see the Mustang drum line getting excited. Taking some pictures.
Kid.
He just incriminated himself in front of the assistant principals.
In the video.
And those fans are having a good time. Oh, they're having a big time. They're going to remember that. This is one of the prancers.
There you go.
Lovely uniforms.
There's Bob Gutierrez, former school board member on the lower left-hand side.
Left side of your screen. Former school board member, Bob Gutierrez, former school board president. A couple of kids right there. Mustangs receive the kickoff at their own 7-yard line. Run this out to the 15. And getting no further. Good defending by Vela. And that was Gregory there on the return. And you see a late flag. This might be a personal foul, some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct.
Little taunting maybe afterwards, overdoing it, and there's no need for that. You did a good job on the kickoff. No need to rub it in. So it'll be another 15 yards.
That'll help the Mustang cause a little bit. Down 2 scores, the clock a bit of a factor with that 9:59 to play. And yes, this will be probably an unsportsmanlike conduct. And it's going to be 15 yards against Vela.
And you know, so far, the defense for Vela has done a good job on containing Campbell Spates. But it's not over till it's over, Mark. There's still 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, as Spates not over 100 yards by my count. He's came into this game with 10 straight 100-yard games. Play action pass. Scogan going to throw it long over the middle, and this is intercepted, it appears.
Yep.
As Vela defender went right up with the Mustang receiver, and the defender wins that little battle. And a terrific interception there by Mendoza.
Ivan Mendoza. He was just kind of waiting. It looked like Bazan had an opportunity.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Bazan was the intended receiver. Bazan's having a big night tonight. Had a big touchdown pass in the first quarter, but
and Bazan was trying to take the ball away.
Yeah, and that's important too, because a tied catch will go to the offensive team. But Mendoza able to wrestle that ball away, and it's a turnover, the third of the game on the Mustangs. So the Mustang defense will need to rise to the occasion again. 9:52 to go in the game. Sotelo 1st and 10, wants to pass. This is going to be caught at the Vela 40. Enriquez eludes one tackler, now at the 50, now off to the races at the 40, Mustang territory before he loses his balance and goes out of bounds. Otherwise, he may have taken that one the distance.
What a talent, Mark, what a talent. First of all, he put on a great move. He was wide open. And then after he caught it, he put on a quick move and got even, check it out, he was wide open. Look at that move right there, Mark, so quick. And he just ran out of space, so he would have taken it into the yard for a touchdown.
17 yards. And a first down. Are at the Mustang 43. Sotelo hands off. This is Flores, eludes one tackler. A second tackler still dancing forward across the 40 to the 38-yard line. Good patient running there. Picked up 5 yards. He's at Vela's at 170 yards rushing now in this game.
Zane's on the wall in on that tackle.
Clock running at 9:15 to go. Both teams with 2 timeouts to work with. But Vela a 12-point lead. So 2nd down and 5. Sotelo facing a blitz. He's going to throw this one deep left side and incomplete. Almost caught though by Ozzy Garcia. It was been a nice over-the-shoulder catch if he'd been able to hang on to it.
Good job on the defense, Pequeño, on making it hard. We haven't heard too much on number 2, Justin Cantu, who came in here with 9 catches.
Yeah, he was leading the team with 9 receptions, 2 touchdowns coming into this game, but you're right, he's been quiet tonight. Sotelo, who has 2 touchdown passes this evening, is going to hand this one off. This is Flores, sweep to the left side. 3 Mustangs over there as a flag comes down. This might be a hold as Flores is held to a modest gain.
Found by number 22, Michael Pequeño. We have a Michael Law Firm flag on the play.
He appeared to pick up the first down, so we'll see what this flag is about. It could be coming back.
That's a holding.
Yeah, that'll be a hold against the SaberCats. Their 6th penalty tonight. And that's going to wipe out the first down and move it all the way back to the 43.
Foul against the SaberCats. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
So it's still 3rd down, but 3rd down and 10 now. It was a spot foul. The hold took place 5 yards downfield from the line of scrimmage. So the net loss is only 5 yards.
Boy, that Vela offense sure loves to run to the left side, Mark.
Yeah.
They run that behind Chayton Borjas.
Well, they may have to take a timeout here. So there's 5
Georgino
seconds left
Hossa
on the play clock, and now they do. Vela substituting a lot of players there and finally deciding to call timeout. So there's a little bit of confusion, and coaches will call timeout before they talk things over. The coach, John Campbell, head coach of the Vela SaberCats. 8:27 left here in the game. Vela on top, 33-21. Let's go ahead and take a break. You're watching Football Night at McAllen.
Don't miss out. Make sure you follow McAllen ISD on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is the best and quickest way to catch important information about McAllen ISD schools. Plus, you can see the latest videos. So get in touch with McAllen ISD.
Here we are back at DQ Fan Field at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. Vela on top, 33-21, 8.5 to play in the game. Vela with the ball facing a 3rd and 10 at the 43-yard line. And here they go, a snap to Sotelo. Mustangs blitz. They pick it up. Sotelo fires deep, and it's caught at the 10 and in for the touchdown. Perfect throw and catch. Ozzy Garcia catches it. 43-yard pass completion. Sotelo's 3rd TD pass of the game, and Vela extends their lead to 39-21.
What a pass, Mark. But it all starts with the protection. You know, Sotelo knows he has a great offensive line. So he knows he has a lot of confidence. Take your time. They're going to protect you. You don't have to be in a hurry. And he just put the pass right where it needs to be. He certainly doesn't play like a sophomore quarterback, does he, Mark?
No, he has a lot of poise. Really impressed with him. 43-yard pass completion from Sotelo to Ozzie Garcia. Sotelo's third TD pass of the game. Scott's extra point is up and through. Vela leads it now 40-21 with 8:16 to play in the game. A 43-yard pass completion completes a 60-yard four-play drive. And great work here by not only Sotelo, but also the offensive line of the SaberCats to pick up the Mustang blitz. Give Sotelo time to step up in the pockets. We take a look at the replay.
Look at the time he had, Mark.
And he's able to fire it right into the seam there, too, between the safety and corner. And Garcia goes in for the touchdown.
And it was Garcia that earlier almost made a circus catch.
Okay, we'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen.
A community bank with all the conveniences you expect. A Rio Bank app, online banking, e-alerts, mobile check deposits, and ATM deposits. Rio Bank, your kind of bank, your kind of banker.
And here we are back. Mustangs Campbell Spades here on the kickoff return from his own 5 across the 20 up near the 27-yard line. The Mustangs will have good field position with 8:08 on the clock. Mustangs with 2 timeouts, but down 3 scores right now, 40-21. By the way, Vela offense, 175 yards on the ground. Sotelo, his passing, he's completed 7 of 14 passes for 157 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Very, very balanced attack.
Mustangs have 260 yards of offense as Skugan is running for his life. Going to be a shovel pass, and it's caught at the 30-yard line by Spates. A gain of 3 on the play.
Down by 94.
And Skugan's had quite a night passing the football. He's 7 for 11 for 164 yards and a touchdown. Mustangs do have 3 turnovers tonight. Vela has 2 turnovers.
The Mustang 30.
Something's really hurt the Mustangs today was one of their keys to the game, and the special team play totally outplayed on that side, on the special teams.
At the 30-yard line, going to toss it left to Spates. It's going to be a reverse to Gregory coming to the wide side, has room. 35, first down and more at the 40. Now at the 50 is hit and forced out of bounds in Vela territory at about the Vela 44-yard line. It's a run of 26 yards by Gregory.
That's a very nice play, Mark, a deception.
Mustangs up to 125 yards rushing now in this game. So we see that replay. This is well executed here and taking advantage of Gregory's speed and with a lot of room. A good open field tackle as well by Vela's safety, Jaime Bettis. Back to live action with Skugan. Forced out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw it deep, right side, into coverage. Ball appears to have been caught, but out of bounds. Interception, actually, but it won't count. It'll be an incomplete pass. It's still a good pick there by Mendoza, who already has 1 official pick in this game. Let's take a look at this replay. Skugan throwing on the run. This is a pretty good pass considering. Intended for Bazan.
Mendoza, a real good athlete, Mark, is just a sophomore.
Mendoza and Bettis on the coverage. And here's Skugan on 2nd down and 10. Going to run this to the right side. It's going to be thrown out of bounds by Brian Farias. It'll be 3rd down. Clock down to 6:49 and counting. Going to give him credit to the 41-yard line. Mustangs 2 for 9 on third down tonight. 6.5 to play. Mustangs down 40-21. Here's the snap to Scogan. Going to run it to the left side. Trying to turn that corner. Does at the 40. Now the first down. And all the way down to the 26-yard line. Picks up 15 yards, and it's going to be a new first down.
There's some happy seniors on the screen.
Seniors having a good time. You always remember your high school years.
That's important. The Mustangs try to finish strong, Mark. They are playing a real tough team. They've competed well. They've had some major mistakes. But you want to finish the game strong.
And Scogan with a hard count gets Vela to jump off sides apparently as Spates running with the football then has the ball knocked loose for an apparent fumble recovered by Vela, but they're not celebrating. I think they know the penalty is going to negate that. Mark Esquivel recovered the fumble.
It's been a tough day for Campbell Spates. But he's made that touchdown that he scored, Mark. I couldn't believe how he was able to look like it was going to be a fumble on the pitch out, and he just grabbed it with one hand and then got his composure so quick and scored a touchdown.
Spates has now 6 touchdowns in 3 games. He's had 2 in each game so far, including 2 tonight, a 10-yard run on that pitch that you talked about, and then a 33-yard screen pass. But the Mustangs need some more if they're going to come back in this game. There we see Spates right there. 5.5 to play in the game, and there's the pitch to Spates. Has some room to work with. Dodges one tackler, now at the 20, a downfield block, now at the 15, and forced out of bounds. And on the tackle was Farias, and this will be a new first down.
The run by Spates, a rare opportunity for him to go out of bounds. Nice isolation camera work.
It'll be a 6-yard pickup. Clock still running at 5:10 to play. Mustangs with 2 tight ends and an I backfield. They'll give it to Spates, trying to go off tackle left. Finds a bevy of Sabercats after about a 2-yard gain.
You can tell that the defense for the Sabercats have done a good job. The game plan is don't let Campbell Spates run wide, because that's where he has a lot of success. They've kept him in the box.
He gets into the open field. It's very tough to
They kept him in the box all night long, and that's where you're going to have a lot of defenders.
Campbell's older brother, junior this year, Trevor Spates, out at Stanford Cardinal. Okay, here's Campbell on the pitch out here. And grabbing his jersey from behind as he fights his way back to the line of scrimmage. There is a flag downfield. We'll see what that flag is about as the clock stops at 4:16 to play. We've got an official's timeout. Vela leading 40-21. And hold against the Mustangs is the call. That'll be just the 5th penalty on the Mustangs.
Well, the weather really, I know it's been misty, Mark, but we didn't get that downpour we thought that weather forecasters were telling us. So that didn't really come into play, but the second key to the game was who was going to win the battle of the lines. And it's obviously on both sides. Vela has done that. And of course, the third key of the game was the special teams, and Vela has had a better faith on that.
Featured Mustang there on the field as Scogan facing a blitz, throws the football. It's tipped and nearly intercepted, but falls incomplete. But nearly picked off by the linebacker Ian Ochoa.
Ian Ochoa has had a fantastic night. I expect him to get some all-district honors.
Yeah, that was a terrific athletic move there by Ochoa. And I think he knows it could have probably been a touchdown back the other way if he'd been able to hold on to it. So he nearly picked that off at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 19 now for the Mustangs after the holding penalty. And here's Scogan on the shotgun. facing the blitz, now forced to run up the middle, dodges a couple of tacklers, makes it to the 19-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and will bring up 4th down and long. Mustangs will undoubtedly go for it here with 3.5 minutes to go in the game, down by 19 points. Mustangs in this game 2 for 4 on 4th down.
It has to be a passing down.
Taylor Dowd, right tackle, helping Scogan back up. Calls the play.
Where's Ethan Bazan?
Scogan will be in the gun. 4th down and 14 here. He's going to throw it to the left side, a short pass. It's caught by Bazan, but he's immediately swarmed by the SaberCats, and he'll go down. It's actually going to be a loss of a couple of yards. I think they were hoping he could, if he could dodge one tackler, he could get into the open field and pick something up, but didn't materialize. And the Mustangs will turn it over on downs for the 3rd time tonight.
That was almost a helmet-to-helmet tackle. Is there that such rule also in high school, Mark?
Yes, it's the same as the college rule. So the ball will be at the 21-yard line for Vela in their territory. 2:57 to go in the game. Mustangs still have 2 timeouts, but they're down 3 scores. Sotelo in at quarterback in the shotgun. He's going to hand this off, or he's going to fake the handoff. Looks like a broken play. So he wanted to give it to Flores apparently, and Flores stayed in the block. And Sotelo goes down at the 19, a loss of 2.
Anthony Sotelo on the quarterback keeper. Brought down by 67, Axel Hernandez.
So all the SaberCats want to do is keep the clock running at this point. Second down and 12.
Enriquez is going into the Wildcat.
Another player in there is Kevin McKinney, a junior running back, number 22. Saw him sub into the game. I think this is the first time we've seen him in there. Yeah, we do have a Wildcat. That's Enriquez, who got the snap, and he's going to carry it and run it all the way up to the 30-yard line. A gain of 11. They'll bring up 3rd down and short. So they're lining up Enriquez, who has played wide receiver. He can play running back, and now lined up at the quarterback spot in the Wildcat formation.
And as an athlete that he is, he's probably capable of throwing the ball too.
And we know he can catch as well. He caught a 61-yard touchdown pass earlier in the game. Clock down to 1:40 now. 3rd down and 1. Vela 2 for 7 on 3rd down. They convert here, that'll end the game. And another Wildcat to Enriquez, straight ahead, has the 1st down, across the 35 to about the 37-yard line before he's brought down by the Mustangs, Eddie Ramon on the tackle.
And that gives Coach Campbell an opportunity to work on some new plays to make the teams that he's going to play in the future think about.
And so Vela can run out the clock, just 2 more plays here. They have Enriquez in there still in the Wildcat, so he'll probably take the snap and probably take a knee on this play, but Mustangs still lined up in a regular defense. Play clock is down to 6 seconds. Enriquez taking his time. Game clock is at 52 seconds, and now as he takes the shotgun snap, he'll take a knee.
That's good.
And they'll just need to do that one more time, and Vela will remain undefeated. They'll improve to 3-0 on the season. Mustangs will fall to 1-2.
They definitely deserve the #1 ranking, Mark. And I think a big time of the game was when the Mustangs made their comeback to cut it to 23-21. And then the Edinburg Vela offense took over, and they responded with a long drive, and they scored a touchdown. And that's a mark of a good team. Congratulations to the SaberCat, the #1 ranked team in the Rio Grande Valley.
Well, yeah, they proved it here tonight. They came on the road, their first road game of the season, and defeated a tough McAllen Memorial team that is no stranger to the playoffs and no stranger to tough games, and did it handily. They went in 40-21. You're right, it was close at 23-21, but then Vela was able to get their composure back and came back, won this game 40-21, the final score. Some numbers here for you. For Memorial, 155 yards rushing, and the Memorial 164 yards passing, so an uncharacteristically balanced night for them. And a total of 319 yards for the Mustangs. And for Vela, 191 yards on the ground, which is about what their average was coming in, 157 through the air. So that will be, if I can add it up, the 348 yards of total offense. So they had about 20, 30 yards more offense than the Mustangs did, but there were 3 Mustang turnovers. There were 2 turnovers on Vela. The total first downs, Memorial was with 12, and Vela with 16 first downs. Touchdowns in this game for Vela, we had Daniel Enriquez with a 61-yard catch, Christian Flores with 2 short runs for touchdowns. Nico Rodriguez caught a touchdown pass from 6 yards. Ozzy Garcia caught a 43-yard pass for a touchdown, and a couple of 45-yard field goals by Scott, and they win the game by a score of 40-21. Their quarterback, the sophomore Sotelo, completed 7 of 14 passes for 157 yards and 3 touchdowns here tonight. Impressive performance by him. For the Mustangs, Scugan completed 7 of 12 passes for 164 yards. He had 1 touchdown pass. And Mustang touchdowns, Ethan Bazan, a 75-yard touchdown catch from Scugan, and then also Campbell Spates with 2 touchdowns, had a 10-yard run and a 33-yard touchdown catch, a screen pass. So actually Scugan gets credit for 2 touchdown passes instead of 1. 164 yards and 2 touchdowns passing for him tonight for the senior quarterback. And Spates with 2 more touchdowns gives him 6 touchdowns on the season and 51 for his career, just a 3rd game as a junior. So he is really finding the end zone. But you can see Edinburg Vela, the winner here deservedly tonight, 40-21, a final score. We'll have our post-game show coming up in just a moment. The Sideline show with Jake Berry is coming right up. Some final analysis for you. And our final score was 40-21. And the next game for the Mustangs, by the way, they'll be starting district after an off week. So they'll be off next week. In fact, all 3 McAllen ISD teams, the Row Warriors, the Mackay Bulldogs, and the Memorial Mustangs will be off next week. And so our next broadcast won't be until Thursday, September 27th. That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff as the Mustangs open up District 36A play against the Mission Eagles. Now, Mission 3-0 on the season after winning last night. So Mission under second-year coach Coy Detmer seems to be flying high right now. So it's going to be a tough district opener, and certainly could be some fireworks at that one. 2 offensive powers, Mission and Memorial, will tangle on Thursday the 27th, and then on Friday the 28th we'll have Nicky Rowe against Mackay. That'll be the district opener for those 2 teams. So we'll have back-to-back games right then. Let's go to some highlights right now. We'll see of this game. A lot of fireworks tonight. Of course, the teams combined for 61 total points. And we see right there, this is early in the first quarter. In fact, the first offensive play for Vela, and they hit Enriquez for a 61-yard touchdown pass, and then not to be denied, Scugan came back with a 75-yard touchdown pass. That was Bazan who caught that one. You can see he had a little bit of traffic, was able to catch it, dodge a couple tacklers, and get into the end zone for a 75-yard touchdown pass. That was Scugan's first of 2 tonight. And then Sotelo back to throw, had that one knocked down by a great play there by Pequeño. Then here's a punt, and this was what hurt the Mustangs a bit. It was a muff right there, and that became a Vela turnover for them. And then Sotelo hit in the backfield, but you see one of his teammates, Rodriguez, able to recover the ball and avoid a disaster there. There's Sotelo handing off to Flores, who had a big game here tonight, a couple of scores. Big hit there, another big hit laid by Morales to knock him out of bounds. And then here's Scugan back to throw, throwing this one deep, and this one is caught by Bazan. Had 2 big catches tonight. 2 long catches, I should say. He caught about 5 passes overall. And then here's Scugan, another long throw. Looked like the same play actually, but caught by Bazan, certainly worth 2 looks. And there's Flores, and look at this determination there. Didn't get in, he got down to the 1-yard line, but they would score from there, and Flores getting the short touchdown run. He had 2 touchdowns in the game. Here's Scugan running for his life and throws it into the end zone. Bazan wasn't able to get to that one, and Vela able to intercept the football. We saw a flag there, and that was, of course, that Vela was still able to keep the football as a post-possession. And of course, then our kicker, our teacher, Mr. Alejo, was able to hit that one for $100. Performance Therapeutics. I appreciate their sponsorship of the Teacher of the Week. You see the Mustangs recovered a fumble to start the third quarter, and look at this, as Scogan was able to toss it over a defender's head to Spates, who caught it with one hand and went in for the touchdown. Here's another look at that touchdown right there. That was the first of Spates' 2 touchdowns on the night. He would also catch a 33-yard screen pass. Here's the 33-yard pass there. You saw Spates about to catch it, and he would take that in for the end zone. Let's go now to Jake Berry for our final game analysis. Take it away, Jake.
Jake Berry with the post-game sideline show. I'm here with Coach Bill Littleton. Coach, the outcome wasn't what you wanted, 40-21 versus Vela, but Vela, one of the better teams in the Valley, if not the best team right now. How do you how do you grade your team right now?
Well, I thought we really battled back well in the third quarter and got it to 23-21, and you know, we were right there in the ball game. Then we made a couple of mistakes, and they were able to take advantage of it. But they're a good football team. Take your hat off. We had a tough non-district schedule. Now we're going into district. Now we got to regroup and get ready to go for the district 36A.
A very tough non-district schedule, playing Hannah, you know, playing Vela to end your non-district schedule, and then you go in, you have a week off, and then you play Mission. What do you guys have to do in this week?
Well, we got to get better. We got to correct some of the mistakes we're making. We got to get better and continue to be able to do what we need to do, which is, you know, we got to get better at all 3 phases of the game, and we know that, and the kids know that, and we will. That's what we'll do.
Thank you, Coach. Best of luck. Coach Bill Littleton of McAllen Memorial. They'll play Mission, not next week. Next week is a bye week for all the teams in the district. They'll come back in 2 weeks and play Mission. For MITV, I'm Jake Berry. Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll see you in 2 weeks.